Under the same moon, we share the love, embracing the differences like hand in glove. Spreading peace and joy, it's a beautiful sight. Together we shine in each other's light. And now do we stand in love's pure might, watching the world share in love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.
You know, in your personal life, you start to realize light is supposed to drive out darkness. You go into a dark room and you turn on your cell phone light. Voila, you see the light. You turn on the lights and no more darkness, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. Quite frankly, in recent times, when it comes to some of these cases, people have really gone into a dark place. In fact, when you look at your life, a lot of people thought that in America and around the world, we had made progress, right? We're starting to see a little bit of the greenery on the other side of the mountain, right? That's what we think. But every now and again, we come across a case like Nolan Wells that starts to make you question everything that you knew from the beginning. Quite frankly, you start to question maybe even what your parents told you, right? You start to wonder about those that surround you. I wonder what they really feel when you're not talking and people are left alone with their thoughts. What do they make of you? Perhaps on your job, people, you wonder what they think about you, right? What does the conversation say when you walk away? What about at school? In fact, forget about yourself. Think about your children. What does your kids experience at school? Are they being bullied? Does race play a factor? We keep hearing about it every day in the chat because I've been going live every day talking about the Nolan Wells case. Every 5 to 8 minutes, I see someone talking about race. Oh, this is about race. And if they're not talking about race, they're calling people monkeys. I've never seen a human that was a monkey. So where did that idea come from? Where are people getting these bright ideas that makes them feel superior to others? Why is that the case? How come we can't talk about certain subjects anymore? How come people are afraid to talk about certain subjects? Perhaps you're afraid to put something on Facebook because it gets back to your job. And lo and behold, they're pulling you in to say, hey, listen, you're an extremist. You do not represent this company well. If you continue to display that type of behavior, you're out of here. And I guarantee you, if Johnny is strapped for cash, he won't go back on Facebook talking about the things that he might be even passionate about. But again, money runs this society along with other things that place you in society. People grade you whether you like it or not. They grade you on your skin color. Yeah, I said it. They grade you on your skin color. If you don't believe that, you have a long way to go in life. People grade you based on your religion. The minute a person says they're religious, people tend to walk on eggshells around you, right? Oh, this person is holy than thou. We have to behave a certain way. Or if you tell someone you don't believe in their God, now you have become an apostate. You're evil. You don't believe in my God. I can't talk to you because this is the concept of life that we all see. Right now, in regards to Nolan Wells' case, let me tell you something that I've observed. I'm starting to see that Nolan Wells, his name is starting to dwindle. In fact, let me talk about it from the standpoint of his own attorneys. Whenever we have these press conferences, I'm not really hearing anything new. But every day on the other side, we get new reports about his friends. And now today, we get new release videos in regards to Officer Tatum, and the young men are talking about how much they love Nolan. I saw a photo today. They even took some sort of reefs or whatever to the island in memory of Nolan. Most of the oxygen that's in the room that's being taken up is actually taken up from the angle of the friends. We have to wonder why. Now we have the attorneys that have come forward to say, listen, if you talk about these righteous young men, we're going to sue your pants off. And although many people say, well, I'm not too concerned about it, if you really look at the big picture, people are starting to back away from the story. And you have to wonder why, because at the end of the day, people are concerned about money and the issues. And the sad part about it is that those that intimidate based on legalities and also money and those threats, they know that. And so when you back away from the story, you find yourself on the losing side of history. Quite frankly, it's a sad time that we live in. We're starting to see bullying at the highest level possible. You may have to reframe that in your mind, but we're starting to see bullying from an angle of those that profess to be intelligent and those that perform in a righteous way. Why is that the case? I heard a guy today saying he would never talk about Nolan again because it's too emotional, it's too tough. And I said to myself, you know what? Maybe we should move on from Nolan Wells too. Maybe we should stop talking about Nolan because the subject matter is not what it used to be, right? But then I looked in the mirror and I says, nope, go harder. Yeah, go harder. The more they push, push back harder, right? And in order to do this, guess who I chose to push back with me? Probably one of the strongest individuals I've come across. And she's a force to believe in, I tell you. And she don't mind pushing back. So I said, let me bring on Mama Flips, and we're gonna flip this case upside down until somebody start to listen. Mama Flips, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
So what do you think about all of the new information surrounding this case in Nolan Wells?
I mean, it boggles my mind. I mean, I did see the lawyers of the alleged friends on Nancy Grace yesterday, and I just shook my head. I'm like, I told these people over and over again to stop talking. When I saw those two lawyers, I'm like, they remind me of Duke of Hazard. Remember that show, Duke of Hazard?
Boss Hog.
Boss Hog. The way they speak is just one aspect of it. Is the terminology, boys, the good old boys. These boys are good. Even Nolan. I love this part. Even Nolan was a good boy. He was a good boy. I'm like,
Never mean any harm.
I know. It's like these people don't understand. I don't think anybody understand what is being portrayed to the rest of us. And then when Nancy Grace asked one of the lawyers, "How did you become a lawyer to this family to cover the case?" And that first, "Oh, I don't want to tell you." And she's like, "Excuse me." Once you tell someone that you don't want to tell them, that means there's something else to the story. And then he goes in about, "Oh, he's a friend of a friend who knows the family, and I know the area, and it's a great area, and everybody's one in love in Mississippi, and it's a utopia. Out of everything that ever happened in Mississippi, they found a utopia of one love when there's no aces or anything in that community, and we should all be ashamed of ourselves to associate everything that Mississippi has ever done to black and brown people to that community, because that community is different, right? So we go into all of that, and then we just go into blaming the family, blaming the mom and dad. How dare they question? How dare they share the picture? By them sharing the picture, they're showing that they don't believe that we're telling the truth, and that we are, my clients are being disrespected. My client names are being dragged. Everybody's accusing my I don't know. When did we start? When did reputable media started accusing their clients? I haven't even said any of these kids' name. I don't want to say their name because I don't care to know their name. I want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. His mom wants to know what happened to Nolan Wells. His dad wants to know what happened to Nolan Wells. Most of us want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. What I appreciate is that I did watch your live today, and I saw that they had a press conference. And the mom clearly explained to us in the world what happened from her point of view, to her doing her own investigation, and to her bringing Al Sharpton and Ben Crumb. It's very simple. If I call you, I mean, if you call me and you say that I don't know where Nolan is, right? And I ask you, he was supposed to be with you. And then you tell me, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to find him. Don't worry. And that he was with a girl, not Katie, but another girl, right? But we're going to find him. And then I have to go on my phone to search my son. And I have to tell you on the phone that hey, I see the phone is on land. And you're like, oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, we have his phone. So she had to go and search, because you say her son, you don't know where her son is, to look and say and tell you on the phone that's calling her to tell her that, do you know where your son is? Not that your son is missing. So here's the thing. They call moms to say, is Nolan with you? Do you know where Nolan is? Not that, hey, the last time we saw Nolan, he was on the island with this girl. We don't see him. We have his car. We have his phone. He hasn't come to the house. We're worried about him. And what do you think we should do? No, hey, mom. Hey. Is Nolan with you? No, he's not with me. He's supposed to be with you. What you talking about? Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to find out. We're just checking in with you to see what you. She's like, wait a minute. Let me check and see if I can see his phone. Wait a minute. The phone is not with him. Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad. The phone is with us. That's how it started. The dad said the same thing. So when the dad spoke to them, they were like, they asked some very simple questions. Very simple that anybody would ask in the beginning. Okay. Why don't you know where my son is? Why is the phone with you? Right? And they said, oh, Nolan left the phone with us on the boat. And that Nolan was with some girl and said he didn't want to come back with us. That's what started this whole thing. This whole thing started because everything that was told to them was contradicted by somebody else. The young lady that they mentioned is not the same young lady they ended up talking about. They said they didn't know who the young lady was, but yet there's Snapchat of them talking to the young lady. Right? One of them said, the last time I saw him was at 3:00. The same young man said that, I saw him at 4:30. Or I heard him at 4:30. You understand what I'm saying? They said that, there was no cell phone services on our island. The mom said the mom and dad went in search for Nolan on the island. They had a friend, I guess the coach. And when they was there, they were using cell phone. You could make calls on that phone. Right? They said that, he didn't want to leave with us because he was with a girl. The father was like, that's not what my son would have done. My son would never have left, never had stayed back because of a girl. My son would never have stopped texting us. My son would never have left the phone. These are the things that parents know about their kids, right? And when you start hearing the stories that's being explained to you, you start questioning, like, what's going on? Why are you guys contradicting each other? Why is no one could tell me the last time they set eyes on my son? Why did you leave him? These are all simple questions. Anybody who unalive, unfortunately, on a drown or unalive accidentally, people know what happened. And the stories are consistent. The stories wasn't consistent. So now we mad at mom. I think the most wonderful thing I heard about Miss Christine said today is like they've been attacking me. They went after my job. They made a complaint. Now there's an investigation about the way I treat my clients. But guess what? I still have some clients who still wants me to continue to provide them service. But at the end of the day, I'm not scared, and none of these threats are going to stop me from finding out what happened to Nolan. And I feel the exact same way. And I'm glad you told him, Mel, that we're not going to stop, because I don't want to stop. It's true. A lot of people are not talking as much about it because they're feeling the pressure, I think, of these lawyers and the claim of defamation and the fear and the worry. And also, media has a problem when it comes to stories. When they start losing the venom, when they start losing the interest, they disappear from the cover page, from the front page. And it takes people like us to continue the story, because right now people are not finding other tragedies they want to talk about. They are worried about these lawyers, and now they don't want to continue. I hope Nancy Grace continue, and I hope we continue, because at the end of the day, all we want to do is find out what happened to Nolan. And
All right.
nobody's able to give us an answer to that.
Okay. Are you aware that they have proof now that Nolan was actually on the island after 4:30?
Well, I heard that the lawyers apparently said that there were two people who allegedly saw Nolan. The two people were older than 18, older than the boys. The two people know each other, right? Or they were together when they saw Nolan, right? We don't know if the two people are married or engaged or whatever, but it was two people who actually known each other, and both people said the same thing. So out of thousands of people that was on the island, there was two individuals that know each other, that knows the boys allegedly, that could testify that they saw Nolan, and there's no pictures and there's no video.
Right.
That's
Okay.
what they told. That's
Well,
what they told.
yeah, there's proof that at 6
There's no proof.
p.m. At 6 p.m. they have proof that
Testimony is not proof. Testimony is not proof. Eyewitness is not proof unless you have something to go with it. Where's the proof? Where's the video? Where's the photo? And one of the things that Nancy Grace specifically said is that these people that you spoke to, that you questioned, like, we're not saying they're telling the truth or not telling the truth. Let's be fair. But we don't know. Why are they not coming out? Apparently they're scared. They don't want to come out and say, hey, we're the one that saw Nolan. So if we don't know that you're the one that says that, how are we supposed to question your credibility, right? Or how do we know you saw Nolan? Do you know Nolan? Were you drinking, right? How do you know it was the time? I think when Nancy Grace asked them, how did they know it was the time? Did they look down in the watch and say, hey, or they look at the sun? It's like, well, the sun dipped to a certain degree, so it's 6 o'clock. How do we know what time it was? So yeah, as of now, they have two people allegedly that said they saw Nolan, but other than that, we don't have no proof.
Okay, so let's get to it. Let's check out this proof that they have in regards to Nolan being on the island after 4:30.
Trying this case for over 30 days. The facts are the facts are the facts. These boys had nothing to
You heard that, right?
Uh-huh.
You have to understand that the facts are the facts are the facts, all right?
Yep.
do with the death of Nolan Wells.
Okay,
Listen,
when was the
we don't-
timestamp
we-
on that video?
Nancy, I'm going to answer it this way.
Yes.
We don't think
Okay.
that you're accusing us of lying. We don't feel that way. We're just simply saying this. And it's okay. You're asking legitimate investigative questions. And we don't fault you for that. But here's what we're saying. It's been over 30 days. There has never been one shred, one iota, one piece, nothing. There is no evidence that ties Warren, Morgan, or Jax to any crime because they did not commit a crime. They had
That
nothing
may very well
whatsoever
be
to
true.
do. Right.
And
there's
again,
nothing.
what's timestamp on that video?
But that's not our burden. See, that's the problem. You're putting this burden on us. All right. There's never been one
No,
piece of
you
evidence.
did that to yourself, Paul. When
No,
you
we
said,
didn't.
"Here's the boat that day," and he's not on it. That may very well be true. That may be
no,
absolutely
we
true.
Didn't, we
And
didn't
I'm
do that
saying,
to ourselves.
when was the video
Well,
taken?
Well, no, I'm telling you.
around
that we have
4:30,
multiple-
July 4th.
Yeah. And I'm telling you another thing, Nancy. We have multiple witnesses, and we're going to protect their names on the air here. We're not going to air out a
think you
private
should.
list of witnesses. We are. We're going to protect them. So I want to emphasize that as well.
Okay, so not only that, right? The proof is protected. The
They
proof
have
is
multiple
protected,
witnesses. But
right?
did you hear the multiple witness? How did multiple turn to two? Normally, when you say two, you could say few, you could say several, even several is too much. When you say few, normally you say a couple of witnesses. When does a couple turn into multiple witnesses? And then when you start drawing down on them, it's only two.
They use it for more than one. It's all right. I'll give them a little break there, but they're saying that the witnesses get to remain anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
They have anonymous proof. What do you say about that?
I think that I don't believe everything they have said. Not without proof. I don't believe everything that's coming out of these people's mouth unless they have proof, and that's just what it is. I don't believe them. Now I don't want to say that they're. I want to be. No, I don't believe them. I don't believe. Until I see evidence, I don't believe it. That's all I want to say. I'm not accusing anybody of doing anything nefarious to Nolan because I don't know what happened. Like I said, it could have been simply an accident, and people are getting things confused or mixed up or whatever. But there is no clear-cut answer of what happened to this young boy. So until I find out exactly what is factually there, then I don't believe them. Especially the previous lawyer, the way he was so emphatic, as if there's no facts or no facts. Like he's just saying, believe my words, don't believe my eyes. I mean, don't believe your ears and eyes. Just believe me. I'm telling you, nothing is there, and you should believe me. No, that's not how it works in real life. We don't know you. We don't know you to believe you. We don't know you not to believe you, but we don't know you to believe you. But at the end of the day, what we do know is that we have no facts. And the fact that a lot of them keep using the fact that, oh, it's been 30 days and the law enforcement has not come up with any case or any arrest and stuff. Here's the point that we're making. Why is it taking 30 days? Why is it taking 30 days? That's our point. Like, if it was an accidental unalivement, right? We should have had the results right away. Even if the families is asking a bunch of questions. Let's say they're scary. They're worried because they invited Crump. They invited Al Sharpton. They're so scary. The black folks is coming asking questions. We want to make sure that we keep ourselves 100%. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't want a big ace war in Mississippi. You know how they are. You know how they are. They're not the good ones. They're not the good old boys. They're not like Nolan, who's good and we like him. You know the others. You know those. They're gonna cause trouble. So because they're gonna cause trouble, we're gonna hanker down. We're gonna make sure we have our T's crossed and stuff like that. We're gonna go to grand jury and stuff like that, right? But that's what we're gonna do. But it's 30 days. It's 30 days. So if you want to use the fact that 30 days is showing that nothing nefarious happened, then we could use the fact saying it's 30 days. And if it's a simple unalignment, simple drowning, why don't we have the answer?
All right, very good. Let's keep going.
The witnesses that we're talking about, we're not going to do that to them. We're not going to name them here on the air. We're not doing that.
I'm not asking you to.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you are.
I'm asking you again when the timestamp is on that video. But if you don't know, I'm not saying that that's wrong or right.
Well,
I'm saying
right. No,
I want to know to corroborate that video.
I understand that, but that's not a relevant question for your present guest since we didn't make the video. But I can tell you this.
Okay. Well, you showed me the video, and that's why I'm asking. Okay, let me ask you something else.
Yeah, we didn't show you.
You state that your clients
go ahead.
Know of witnesses, or you know of witnesses that placed Nolan at Horn Island alive at 6 p.m.
Okay, guys, here goes your proof. This is all the proof you need.
Go ahead.
Yes. 100%.
Now, all of this aside, has the boat been searched? Where is Nolan's phone? Where are your client's phone? All that is superseded by the fact that there may be witnesses placing him alive on the island at 6 p.m. And everything else disappears for me if that is true, because I know your clients were gone at 4:30-ish.
Yes.
Have these witnesses been questioned by law enforcement? Do you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes. Yes. And I'll tell you another thing. One other thing. There's a corollary, Nancy. There's a corollary. So there are witnesses who can place Nolan Wells on the island at 6 p.m. There are also witnesses who can confirm that Warren, Morgan, and Jax left the island around 4:30. So both sides are covered. We've got it covered.
Well,
So they have it covered. What do you think about this?
That's what I was talking about. Look at this smug face. You have nothing covered. You have nothing covered. The only thing you have covered is your delusion on your mind that you think that people are just supposed to listen to your words and just go on for it, go on with it. That's what you think. You think you could sit in this camera and look at everybody in the face and tell us that, yeah, listen to what I said. We have witnesses. We could prove that these guys was not on the island and they left, right? We could prove that Nolan was still on the island. Believe me, trust me. And I said, that's what I said. And believe it, don't ask no questions. But we're asking questions. Who are the witnesses? What did they say? What did they see? Where was Nolan exactly? After they saw Nolan's eyes, what was he doing? Was he drinking? Was he laughing? Was he with some girls? Did he walk away? Okay, how did he end up being missing after 48 hours and his body showing up on the shore when his family came back looking for him on the island? How did that happen? But we're supposed to believe with you because you have a couple of witnesses saying that he's there at 6 o'clock with no proof. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Just because their word. They know for a fact that was Nolan on the island at 6 o'clock. Yet they don't want to come forward. They don't want to say who they are. I get it. They don't have to. But again, let's go back to this case being 30, more than 30 days? Because it's July 4th. We're on August 13th. It's more than 30-day case. It's like almost 6 weeks of a case. Tomorrow is the 14th. You mean to tell me all this time with all these evidence, with the witnesses and everything, these people cannot come, the officers, the investigator cannot come on TV and say, hey, this is what we have. We are 100% sure it was an accidental unalivement, and we should grieve with the family and move on. This is what we have. Here's the proof. We were able to verify this. We were able to verify that Nolan was on the island at 6 o'clock. We have 2 witnesses that says it, but not only the witnesses, we also have other evidence, other piece of evidence, or other people that could confirm that. We don't see nothing except for believe me. I'm telling you to believe me. And even if they talking about those three guys, let's just say those 3 guys had nothing to do with it. What about the rest of these guys? I keep hearing the same 3 names, but there were other names that are being mentioned in this case. Can they also testify that those other people had nothing to do with it? Why am I continuously hearing those 3 names? Is it because those 3 was in the picture? There's a lot of other people. There's a lot of other people in it. On the boat itself, that said it was 7. There's another report that says that there were 30 of his known friends that was on the island. What about the rest of them? What about the kid that is supposed to be a football player that has a big future in his head because he's an amazing football player, but yet he's the one that was told initially wasn't on the island. It turned out that he was on the island and he helped them tow their boat because their boat was sinking. What about him? I haven't heard one of the lawyers come out and testify that that kid that told them had nothing to do with it. Where's his lawyer? Or is it that Israel, that other guy? What is his name? His name is Israel, the lawyer. I think his name is Israel.
It's the first lawyer that came out was
so he's the one that's representing the kid that towed the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So again, all of these stories that we're hearing, all of these testimonies from the lawyers. The boys keep changing the different part of the story. They keep making, giving a different point. We want to know very simply what happened to Nolan after they left him on the island, and why is he no longer alive? That's all. That's what we want to know. And I want to know, when are we going to get the answer to those questions?
Right. It's amazing how basically this case could close out and we'll just have to think that there were two witnesses that showed up and said, hey, listen, at 6 p.m. Nolan was on the island, and that's it for the case, you see.
There were thousands of people. There were hundreds of people. There were people. We have video. We have actual photos of people with phones in their hand. You want us to just sit there and just take your word for it. And I think the biggest thing that got me with them, and then also there was another interview with OT today, Nancy Grace, where she asked them, did they check the boat? Very simple question. Did they check the boat? Did they have any dogs check the boat? Did they use Lumitol or anything like that on the boat? And apparently both the lawyer and OT, Officer Coonerary, they both believe that the reason why the boat wasn't checked is because the investigator determined very early on there was no foul play, right? That's what they're saying. That's what I'm hearing. How did the investigator determine there was no foul play if they didn't investigate every aspect of the case? How do we know that?
Right.
It's too late now. In my opinion, it's too late right now to even check the boat, even if we wanted to. And that's the problem a lot of us had from the very beginning. You guys did not take this case serious enough. The parents took the case more serious than these investigators. That's a problem.
Yes, indeed. Let's get back to the video.
For me, it's not that simple because I still don't know what happened to Nolan Wells. However,
Neither do we.
I believe that the GPS, which really cannot be controverted, shows when the Triton left, witness or no witness. I've got that. Now, who's on the boat? I believe that video is going to tell me who's on the boat. But all that, the overarching issue was he alive at 6 p.m.? This is where I'm going.
Right. And Nancy,
I don't
can I say
care
Nancy, one
who
thing.
was with him last. I don't care if it exonerates or convicts anybody. I just want to know the truth.
And it's good to ask,
Sir?
and I want to say this, it's good to ask tough questions. These are all valid questions. But what we're trying to do for you is simplify it. 4:30 and 6 p.m. End of story.
But that's not the
I
end of the
want to
story.
believe you. I want to believe you, Ed. But just because somebody says so, don't make it so. And I'm trying to prove it. That your clients were gone and that Nolan, more importantly, in my mind, was still alive. If that's true, your clients are in the clear. As far as I'm
They
concerned.
are in the clear.
And the CETO call and everything else falls away if I can place him alive at 6 p.m. And the people that want to hang your clients, I can't help their unrequited anger.
Yes.
I don't care.
What do you think about that?
What do you mean? As far as her saying that she doesn't care about the unrequited anger, or the
Yes.
fact that she can't help anybody who's she doesn't. She's not the owner of everyone in this issue, right? So she can't take responsibility for people feeling anger about this case. So yeah, I get when she says that, but I also get when she says that just because you say something isn't true. Just because you said that they left at 4:30 and Nolan was alive at 6, that is not true. I mean, you can't, there's no proof, right? There's no proof. At the end of the day, let's just say that you have proof that Nolan was alive at 6 o'clock, and then exonerate all your guys, because apparently that's what you guys care about. We care about what happened to Nolan after 6 o'clock. That's the problem. Everybody keeps sticking. Another thing that a lot of people keep saying, and I get it, because they want to exonerate these poor innocent Tito boys, these poor boys who left a friend on the island by himself and rode away and didn't call the parents until 11 o'clock at night. These poor innocent Titos. Oh, I feel for you. Even if you could prove that he was still on the island at 6 o'clock, what happened to him? That's what I want to know. What happened? That's all we asked about. Everybody's nitpicking. We have no proof that the boy was alive after 4:30, except for 2 people. But let's say he was. What happened? There's nothing you guys have told us. There's nothing the lawyers have told us. There's nothing these kids have told us to help us answer the questions. All they're doing is trying to cover their ass, right? And all they're doing is proving to the rest of us that they never cared about this kid in the first place, because that's what you prove it. You don't care about this kid. I don't want to hear that he was my best friend and I love him. He was a good boy. He was a good guy, stuff like that. I don't want to care about. All y'all cared about was covering your ass immediately. After this incident happened, that's all. And you guys did such a poor job about it that it's 30 is what? It's going to be 40 days, and we still don't have an answer.
Because somebody, in my mind, was the last person to see Nolan Wells alive, whether it's your clients or somebody else, and I want to find that person that saw us. You say 6 o'clock. Who are they? Make yourselves known. Put us all out of our misery. Help me find out what happened to Nolan.
Yes.
Nancy,
I
can I ask you this?
understand. I'm just trying to find out. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Why in the world would these witnesses make themselves public after you've seen more than 30 days of death threats, in-person threats, credible threats, people making threats and getting arrested, all geared towards these boys and others? Why would they become public? Why would they
here's
come
one
out
answer.
public?
One answer is they're telling the truth and they want to put it out there. Another possibility
the truth to
is
investigators.
Everybody already knew who they were, so they went out on Tatum to exonerate themselves. I mean, that could go either way. But I see what you're saying. I get it.
And Nancy,
I still don't know.
Nancy,
have you ever seen any other people accused of the crimes that online internet trolls have accused these boys of go and do podcasts, do interviews, have their attorneys go and advocate for them like this on a national platform like this? If we weren't 100% sure and they weren't 100% sure that nothing they did was in connection to Nolan Wells' death. They left the island at 4:30. He was spotted on the island after that at 6, alive and well. That's it. End of story. Do you think these are actions of 3 boys who, 1, keep their story straight, 2, don't snitch on each other, and 3, have made and had to have made to defend themselves multiple media appearances and have their attorneys do the same? Are those the actions of someone who is guilty? No.
Typically, no.
No. Did you hear that? What do you think about that?
I think he's a fool. I think that lawyer is a damn fool. And I hope that somebody clip it and send it to him. How many times have we seen people who unalive people come online and cry to the media and do podcasts and do media begging for their loved ones to come home? How many times? What's the name of the father? Hold on. Let me give you a prime example since we want to talk. I'm going to look it up. What is the name of the father who killed his wife and put his daughters in a barrel? What's that name? What's the story name? Chris Watts. Prime example. Why don't we Google Chris Watts? May Shannon, Bella, and Chelsea, may they rest in peace. He went out there. He went online. He went on because I don't think they had line. It was in 2018, so we don't know. I'm sure if there was social media, he would have done every single podcast in the world. He went on the news. He had them come over to the house, begging for, pleading for his wife and child, and then he did it. He's just one prime huge example. There's been hundreds of thousands of examples of people coming out there lying once they don't want to unalive their loved one. Thousands of views, right? There's been a lot of times in court and out of court that lawyers have lied and told us that their client was innocent when they were not. So I don't even understand why this man would even come out there and lie in our faces. What do you mean? Who would have done it? We are in a site of social media. You don't think the brothers, what are the brothers that unalive their parents right now? What is those brothers' name? You don't think they would have been on the news? You don't think they would have been on the news talking about, oh, hi, we didn't do nothing to our father and mother. Come on. Stop playing in our faces. I've said over and over and over again, these people need to just shut up, stop talking, allow the investigation to be completed. And then once the investigation is completed, then they will let us know what happened, right? Whether we agree or disagree. And then they could come out and tell their story. But no, they are ahead of it. They keep getting ahead of it. And when you get ahead of something, most people are going to think that you have something to hide. So all of y'all stuff that y'all doing is not showing us that you guys are innocent. All of y'all what you're doing is alluding to cover up. That's why you guys need to shut up, allow the investigation to be completed, and then we will find out whether you're telling the truth or not. Go ahead, Mel.
Murray says you can't even talk, lady.
Oh, thank you for not saying that. Hold on, Mel. Did you understand everything I just said?
Yes.
Everything. Did I confuse you in any way whatsoever of my points? And did I respond to your questions?
Yes.
Did I articulate myself to the point where you see where I'm going with my thoughts?
Correct.
Thank you, Mel. Let's continue, please.
Okay. Entirely says, well, we know the parents aren't if they hold on to the evidence. Basically, the parents are holding on to the phone. That's a big problem.
And I'm
that
glad
everybody's pointing
that.
out.
And I'm glad we mentioned that because now we see black faces wanting to support these white boys. Congratulations. Thank you for coming out here. So anyway, as a fellow survivor, let me explain something to you because if you, and I'm sorry, what is the person's name? I'm sorry.
Entirely me.
Entirely me. Let me explain something to you as a survivor. Okay, so because I want to make sure that we're completely clear about this. Sorry, my fan. We're completely clear about this so that we could all be in the same place. When we lose loved ones in a tragic way, we want answers. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know. I lost a nephew to gun violence, pew violence. I want answers. Okay. So what happens most of the time is that we go to the police and ask, do you know what happened? The police will sometimes push us to the side and say, we're still investigating. We go to the detective and ask the detective, do you know what happened? At times, the detective will say that your loved ones was involved with gangs. You see what I'm saying? So once you hear that, you already know as a parent that, whoa, they already have a preconceived notion of what's going on with my child, right? So now you have caution. Now your caution is up, right? So now you're like, okay, I want to know what happened to my child, but they already have preconceived notion. So now you go to the district attorney office, right? And ask the district attorney, hey, what's going on with the investigation? And depending on how good the district attorney is, you feel whether they could be honestly wanting to find out what happened to your child, or are they taking the report of the police and the detective, and now you have to worry, or not the district attorney, the prosecutor. Now you district attorney and prosecutor, depending on how far the case go, because it's one or two. You have to not worry if they're going to seriously take your case into consideration. Are they seriously going to look for justice, or are they going to place blame on your child and place blame on his unalivement? So when it comes to Christine, Miss Christina, she clearly said it very clearly to everybody, even today. She did not trust the boys because the stories were conflicted. She said that she doesn't know the truth. Then after the fact, the sheriff came out and says, we see nothing wrong. There's no need for investigation because it looked like it's an unfortunate drowning. That's what he said. So you have the boys who weren't telling their parents or answering any of the questions, or they were giving conflicting messages to the parents, the mom and the dad. You go to the sheriff, you're like, hey, we're hearing all of this. What are you going to do? And you tell me, hey, I don't see nothing wrong. You went all out on media. I don't see anything that would indicate any foul play. Now, I have a piece of evidence myself, right? Okay. But also, you guys have the autopsy report. So I've asked you several times, let's sit down, let's talk about the autopsy report. You don't even want to give me the autopsy report. You telling me, no, it has to go through a grand jury, right? All this time, you showed me nothing to indicate to me that you want to do a proper investigation of what happened to my child. But yet, the only thing I have is a phone. I have this piece of evidence in my hand. And I said to you, because it's been reported even in the media, that I said to you that I want you to have the phone, but I also want to have my investigator with you when you open up the phone, because I want to make sure that whatever you see, my investigator see at the same time. That's what I want to see. Because again, from the very beginning, you have done nothing to make me feel comfortable or to trust you that this case is going to be solved properly. So to me, it makes perfect sense. But of course, somebody just before said, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to talk to y'all. To me, it makes perfect sense because I do this every day with survivors. If you have people telling you that your child, their unalivement mean nothing, or that they're the cause of their unalivement, and everyone around them is innocent, what do you expect the parents to do? What do you expect the parents to do? You honestly think that Miss Christina and Mr. Elmore, because I keep calling Elmon, you honestly think that they should trust them after everything you heard? Now there's a full campaign, but nobody's talking about the campaign against her, though, right? There's nobody talking about the campaign against the family who's just asking what happened to the son. So you want her, after all the hate and vitriol and disrespect and the lack of transparency, they won't even tell. You know, I've heard at least 3 press conferences where she said that she sat with the DA office to ask questions and then not being completely transparent with her. But you want her to give up a piece of evidence to them, just like that Nilly Willy, after when they didn't show her nothing to trust at all. That's what we want. And we think that's supposed to be okay. That's supposed to make her feel good. Right? Anything else now?
Thank you, Phil, for the $9.99 super chat. To answer your question, from what I understand, the phone has not been examined yet because of logistics. So we'll keep reporting on that as more information comes out. All right, that's in regards to the phone.
But they even said today, and they kept on saying over and over again, we want to turn over the phone. We want to be cooperative, but we want to be able to make sure that whatever information you get on the phone, an independent investigator also get on the phone together. They said they want both parties, you know what I'm saying, to get access to the phone. I have not heard anything in which the mom and dad say we will never turn on the phone. It's like we want both parties. The same thing they want both parties with the autopsy report. We still don't know what Mississippi found on an autopsy report. We don't know. They refuse to give that report. They refuse to come out. Instead, they say that we send it to the grand jury. Even the family do not know. Have you ever heard a case where someone was unalived and the family did not get the autopsy report if it was a clean cut case? This
right.
is a clean cut case.
No, you're right.
Why are you holding on to autopsy? Why are you holding on to the evidence of the lungs? Why are you holding on to the evidence of the throat? I mean, even if it's accidental, this is what people don't even understand. What I'm saying is very simple. Even if it was an accidental drowning, unalivement, there is nothing that anybody has done from the very beginning, nothing to show us that it was accidental. Nothing, not from the very beginning, from the moment with the phone and the boat and him. We don't know what he has. He was with Katie, but he was with another woman. Apparently, Mel did a whole report on the police report. Even the police report has some information.
Tonight you can't talk about that. Tonight I'm here to push back on you.
I'm listening. Most of the stuff I'm getting from you. So if you push it back on
they
me,
said they want to see MamaFlips in rare form. So I have
that's
to.
what I'm saying. I mean, these people just get on my damn nerve, Mel. It's like that you guys are getting on my nerve. You guys acting like, and you know what makes me even more.
Here we go.
You know what? It's the black and brown people in this place.
And by the way, you need to put some facts.
Crazy.
You're just talking. You're not putting any facts. Put some facts on the table.
The black and brown people who are out here showing their entire behind for these white teens are making me crazy. Y'all guys know what it's like being black and brown, unless you married to a white man.
Still no facts.
Unless you're married to a white man or a white woman, and you guys want to live in the delusional world that this earth, this America is a utopia of non-racists. I don't understand you guys acting like we're crazy. I don't understand you guys acting like we're crazy when we're asking a bunch of questions. I just don't get it.
You still haven't given us one fact. We want facts. We want some facts tonight.
And the facts is that this place is racist. And the facts is that
Mississippi. Wait a minute. Racist.
Mississippi have a lot of people that has been unalived.
What proof do you have of that?
A young girl the other day that was found in a tree. I want to know what the hell is going on in these states that all of these people are being unalived and we can't ask no questions. That's what I want to know. When has it become my problem? My problem to ask a question about what happened to a young man. When is it me that is the problem here? I'm not the problem. You are the problem. Because you guys don't want to understand what we're saying. We want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. That's what we want to know. If you have the answer, come and tell us. Don't forget about the phone. Forget about man.
Wait. Hold on. Those two attorneys said they saw two people at 6 p.m. They have two witnesses. That's all the proof you're gonna get. That's all the proof you need.
Because you told me so. You told me, and Nancy Gray. Yes, we have two witnesses. They both left at 4:30, and we got witness at 6 o'clock. He was fine, but yet he was found 2 days later unalive on the beach. We don't care about none of that, huh? We don't care about none of that. And then they have the nerve to say, yeah, we want to know what happened to Nolan Wells too. Yeah, we want to know what happened to Nolan Wells too. Well, I thought you just told us what happened to Nolan Wells, right? How you going to tell me you want to know? I thought you gave the answer. But we're supposed to be the crazy one, right? We're the one that's wrong to ask all these questions, right? And you want to blame the parent. You want to blame the mom. As a black female, a black-facing female, you want to blame the mom for asking a question about what happened to her son in an ACEs state when all she's been done, all she had received was lies or misinformation, or at best conflicting information by people that said that they loved her son and they were friends to her son. So you want us now to not believe the mom. Let's not believe Miss Christina, who lived there her entire life, who knows the story, who knows her son. Let's not believe Mr. Arma, who knows his son. Let's not believe these kids and their lawyers, right? In Mississippi. That's what you want us to believe. We shouldn't ask no question. Yeah, okay.
All right, so now that I have you going, let's get the party started. Let's check this out.
You know, obviously, before this happened, I would assume you're living a regular life. Young guys being in college, you know, having a typical experience. Then you lose your friend.
I think like ever since it happened, my life just like hit like a hole. Like even going out, you know, we're always paranoid somebody's gonna see us, get spotted, try to beat us up potentially, or even worse.
You just met these young men more recently. And are you confident that these young men had nothing to do with it? We have Ed Pausick, Warren, Jax, and then we have Morgan here. And so I talked to Warren last time I was here.
And Rudolph.
We had a really deep conversation. And I'm glad that we were able to get other perspectives now that we have Ed here. Ed is a defamation attorney. And I want to start with you, Ed. You know, why did you choose to work with the boys? What is your plans? What do you expect to get out of working with them? What's your expectations when it comes to defamation?
Well, I think an injustice in one place is an injustice everywhere. I hate lying. I care about the truth, but most of all, it's the actual people who are involved here. So first of all, I just want to say Tyler Cox really welcomed me here, my co-counsel. He's an incredible human being and he's an incredible attorney. And then after that, I had an opportunity to meet these incredible young men. And I just got to say, these guys are unbelievable. Warren, Jackson, Morgan, they're just beautiful people. They're really decent human beings. They're just great people. And, you know, that's why I'm here, because I want to help great people. And this is a very sad situation, but it's also a very human situation. And it's a tragedy. So
you guys have, you know, obviously before this happened, I would assume you're living a regular life. Young guys being in college, you know, having a typical experience. Then you lose your friend, Nolan. And after that, what has life been like for you guys?
I think like ever since it happened, my life just like hit like a hole. Like it just stopped. And I mean, we just got to live day by day from now on.
I could say definitely a whole flip upside down for our lives. It's like even going out, you know, we're always paranoid.
Isn't it sad what they're going through?
Poor Tito. Continue. Because I want to feel the grief and pain that they're going through.
It's a shame.
More so than the mom and dad of Nolan Wells, who's never, ever, 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 ever coming back home. But I want to be able to make it about them. Let's make it about them, and just let's feel the pain and the anguish that they're going through, so that we can have empathy for them.
All right.
Let's continue. I'm here for
it. Get spotted, try to beat us up potentially, or even worse. We're really just trying to stay low key and not go out as much or anything like that. Yeah. It's been hard because my friends and I are people. I mean, we like to be out and hang out outside of our friend group, and not being able to like go certain places or walk around in public because our head's always on a swivel. It's really affected all of us. I mean, especially in like my family's standpoint. My safety comes first. My friends and family safety come first too, and it's been really hard because I'm worried about like my family as well with me, and it's hard, but we're just going day by day and just trying to get through every day.
Can you give me some examples of what has happened? Have you guys had things happen online, threats online? Have you guys have any examples of people accosting you or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we have had countless death threats online. Been spotted. I'll let you elaborate more on that. Being spotted. I mean, people have obviously just pointed us out.
He's gonna start talking about the transom now.
I mean, as a group and even on a one-on-one setting, I think it's really just like awkward because I don't want to talk about this, and I know my friends don't want to talk about this any more than we need to. We're still mourning one of our best friends' death, and it's hard to speak about it when, like sometimes we just need some alone time, or sometimes we just need to, lay back and not be around all this. And I mean, I've been called out. And
you have some comforting words. You have some comforting words for these young men.
And yet they have been doing interview after interview after interview. They don't want to talk about this, but yet they've done interview after interview. And also, I thought Mississippi, their little island, was a utopia of peace and love. So if they're not leaving their area, who's pointing at them? Who's harassing them? Who's harassing the family? According to my understanding, that location is 70 to possibly 30% black to 70 to 80% white in that area, and those are all their friends and loved ones, and everybody believed them, and no one believed they had anything to do with it. So who are they running afraid from? Who are they? Remember, they didn't leave their area. They're not leaving their house. So who they had is swiveling? Who they swiveling their head for? Who they concerned about?
Well, they can't even go out in public now. That's a shame. So that means that if you can't go in public and this is your utopia, and if you feel persecuted, that means that people in your own community don't believe you, right? You don't have any, you mean to tell me you don't have any empathy for these young men?
Of course I do. But I would have had more empathy if they kept their big mouth shut and allowed the case to continue, right? Without their parents and their lawyers come out here and mixing everything up. Because all they could have done, like a lot of people, is been around the family, comforting their family, right? Making sure that the family's okay and saying, look, very simply, we loved him. We don't want to hurt the family anymore than they are. We want the investigation to continue. After the investigation continue, then we will have our say.
So listen, I feel bad. I feel bad for these guys because one of the guys, Trayston, he went to buy a Gatorade, and the people said, "Go away, go away." That's what they said to him.
Oh, they said go away to him?
They said, go away from here. Go away.
Was it a black store or white store?
I don't know.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like,
that's bad on a hot day. You need a Gatorade.
Damn, I'm sorry, because here's the thing. So let me, because I'm being sarcastic, but anybody who threatened anybody on internet is wrong, period. So I'm not even talking about the internet stuff, because all you have to do is shut down the internet. You know that people are mad at you and stuff like that. Just don't look for it. Just let it go, right? But I find it very interesting that they're saying to me, because they haven't gone back to school yet, right? They still in that town where everything is happening. But I find it very interesting in that utopia of love and peace, in which nothing could ever happen to Nolan, because everybody love each other. Everybody's one. There's no acism in that kind of town whatsoever. Everybody's good. I find it very interesting that they feel threatened in their own community. How so, pray tell? How so? Like, who is telling you to go away from the store? Who's pointing fingers at you? What's going on, boys? Why don't they believe you? That's what that would be my question to them. My question to the lawyers is why don't the town believe them? Because the town should be ignoring the rest of us, right? Because we don't know. One of the lawyers is like, oh, you people who talking about this case shouldn't talk about the case because they've never been to the island, right? You have to go to the island to talk about the case. I think that's bullshit because we talk about cases all the time. I wasn't there when Diddy did what he did to. I know you hate when I bring Diddy up. I wasn't there when Diddy pop most of these women and try to unalive the friend and
wait. I attended the trial. I didn't hear nothing about a pop.
I'm
What are you
talking
talking
about hands, pop. You know he popped up these women. You know he popped up these women. That's what I'm talking about. Pop. I'm not saying the pew. I'm talking about pop. We weren't there, but we know he did it though. We talked about a lot of crime cases. We never been physically in the location, but we could talk about it. So you mean to tell we can't talk about the island because we wasn't there, which is silly. But that's not the point I'm trying to make right now. That's not the point. I want to know from these boys and these lawyers, who's persecuting them in their own loving utopia of Mississippi. I don't know what the place is called, Ocean something. Who is causing you guys so much grief that every time you leave your house that you are in fear, right? Because apparently one of the blackface young boy was like, you guys don't know us. We come together. And if you guys come at us, we have something for you. So obviously we should be scared of you. So we're not going to come to your community. So what are you afraid of? What are you scary, boy? Tito. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Mel. He couldn't buy a Gatorade at a store. Who at the store?
Just a regular convenience store, from what I understand. They was like, go away.
So I'm telling. I mean,
that's what they say.
This is a much. I didn't know this. This is a much deeper conversation because I personally thought that they were talking about the people online. I had no idea that until this interview, I have no idea that they didn't feel welcome in their own community. So people, you tell me. These people in this community practically raised all these boys together, right? They know these kids. Why do they not feel safe in their own community? And that's what I would like to
know. Do you think it's actually real? All of these people we're starting to hear a lot of YouTubers say they're getting threats. Everybody's getting threats. Do you believe that?
The online threats is wrong, and it's being investigated by the FBI, right? The online threats is wrong. I'm not worried about the online threats because a lot of people have keyboard heroes. A lot of them is not going to do anything. I want to know why these young men say they can't leave their house. They're concerned for their family. They have to put their head on a swivel to keep an eye out. They feel the aggression, apparently, of people pointing at them and talking about them. I want to know why they do not feel safe in their own community if everyone knows that they're telling the truth and they did nothing wrong. That's what I want to know. Because that's what they just opened up the door for me because I didn't even realize they were going through all of that in their own community.
Yeah, it's very sad to say the least.
Tito.
Public, and I haven't been in public that much. I know my friends have had encounters in public. The threats have been insane from my stepmom and my dad, my mom, just everyone included, like even my brothers and my sisters, and it's just hard. I mean, it's unbelievable where like this has been taken to and the level where this is at.
When you say you've been called out in public, can you give me an example of like, what do you mean? People are threatening you with weapons? People are, not allowing you, denying you service? Because I heard that Trayston, he went to a corner store and they told him his money is not good there. They wouldn't even let him buy Gatorade.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing things like that or something totally different?
See, I told you right there.
Wow. And everybody's blaming us.
You thought I just made it up, huh? Wow.
No, but this is the first time I'm hearing it, though, Mel.
I told you can't say that. I told you first. How can you say it's the first time you heard it?
No,
I just told you 10 minutes ago.
I'm hearing it from you the first time. So you're telling me that everyone out here, including the lawyers and everyone out there, is telling us these good old boys did nothing to Nolan and stuff like that is unfair, and their own community is treating them like pariahs?
I told you that. Yeah.
But don't we find that to be interesting though? Isn't that wow? I find that to be interesting. Because I know for a fact that if I was accused of doing something, right, among my friends and peers and family, they would be able to look at me and they'd be like, nah, she didn't do that. Nah, she didn't do that. That's not something that she would do. So if you feel intimidated and persecuted to the point where you can't even go buy a Gatorade at your corner store that you've been going through for years, then you can't blame the rest of us who don't even know your community. Like, excuse me. Like, this is very interesting to me. Thank you very much for bringing it, because I've been saying all this time these kids should have shut the hell up. That they're putting unwarranted.
Wait. Let's get this straight. So you thought I just sat here and made up that story about the Gatorade?
I didn't think that you made it up, but I just have it. Like I told you, with everything, I need to hear it for myself. I believe.
You one of those type, huh?
I'm no type. I need to hear everything for myself. So I'm very surprised with what you just told, and you just showed it to me.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to talk. Nobody want to talk about that though. Y'all guys want to talk to us, the ones that ask the question. So you guys don't want to talk about how the fact that their community who know these boys, who saw them grow up, that they are unsure that these boys did something to Nolan? I'm not saying they did. Don't come to me. I'm not saying defamation. I'm repeating what they just said. They said they're not comfortable with going outside in public. They're saying that they're being refused services. In their own community that they was raised, in this utopia of non-racism, these kids are being treated as if they're guilty. Why? Why are they being treated like that?
The internet?
No, not all these people on the internet. Remember, a lot of them watch Fox News.
You think the person at the store selling Gatorade is on the internet?
They may not, or they may be. They may, or they may not be.
What,
they may, but even on the internet,
what proof do you have?
No, that's not even the point. Even if they are on the internet, that's not the point. The point is, if you have a store in which you saw all these boys all these years coming in, because we don't know how, and we just talk about one store. I'm talking about the whole community. Forget about the internet. All of these people know each other. They know each other, right? Allegedly. They grew up, they watched, they attended parties together. You mean to tell me that these kids feel unsafe in their own community? That's what I'm asking. Unless they're exaggerating. Maybe they're exaggerating to get sympathy. But I would think that they would feel safe in their own community because their own community would know there's no way that these kids had anything to do with what happened to Nolan. That's what I would think. Right? I would think that I would feel at least safe. Now, if they had told me I went back to college, I went back to school, I'm afraid, I'm traveling, I'm doing this and that. That's not what they said. They said that they're feeling this way in their own community. So my question is, why? Why are they feeling this way? Why are they feeling as if they're under attack in their own community? That's my question.
Phil says acting like the whole community acts as one is bullshit.
I'm not the one that said it, Phil. Who's it, Phil? I'm not the one that said it. What? Don't come at me. Are you coming at me or are you coming at the boys? I'm telling you what the boys said.
What they say?
Can you just repeat what the boys said? The boys said that we have to walk
around. Somebody said, I don't know what the boys said, but somebody said, go away.
We have to walk around with a swivel. I'm concerned about my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters. I like to go out in the public. We had a public life. We like to do things. Now we can't do things. When people see us, they point fingers at us. That's what I heard. I heard that they're not comfortable in their own environment. I want to know why. Why are they not comfortable? They know these kids. They know them, right? They love them, right? All of them, there's no way in heaven that these wonderful, good old, wonderful, great. You know how many times I heard the lawyer say these kids are great? 5 times.
How many times? 5 times.
They're
great.
They're great. They're great. I heard 5 times. They're so great and they're so loving Why do they feel afraid to walk around their own neighborhood?
Can you imagine? No, seriously. No, seriously though. You know, it gets hot sometimes. Like sometimes it's like 100 degrees, and you're trying to go buy a Gatorade, and the people in there say, "Go away, go away." That's got to be terrifying on a hot day, right?
You can't even go to the store in your own neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah,
check it out.
I'm a professional deflector. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm just repeating exactly what they said. Mel, have you asked any question that I have not answered that I'm deflecting? What am I deflecting on? Mel, ask me a question so I can answer. I said very simply, Mel just said something that I heard that I wasn't aware of.
Wait, you told me to ask you a question. You didn't give me time to ask you a question.
Ask me a question so I can deflect. Go ahead. Now, ask me a question because they say I'm a professional deflector. Ask me a question. Go ahead.
What happened when the boy went to get Gatorade on a hot day from the store?
The store told him to go away.
Okay, all right. That was
lousy.
Lousy.
Who was it? Jay Baying? Is that it? Because I can't see. So Jay Baying, why don't you answer the question that I'm proposing to all of you guys?
We go.
Right?
Here we go.
Okay, I want somebody to answer the question for me. Because since I'm a deflector, since I don't know what the hell I'm talking, since I don't know how to communicate and talk, I want to know, because today is the first time I'm hearing this, why, if they feel that they are so innocent, right? And the lawyers are coming out here doing all these interviews and say that, and so are they, and they were raised in the community their entire life. Why do they feel unsafe to go to the store, to walk around in their community? Because I have not heard that they went back to college outside of the community. I heard, because it's summertime, people. School has not started. So why are these kids telling us? They didn't come out and say, "Oh, the internet is being horrible to us" and stuff like that. "Oh, this is terrible. I feel concerned people coming into my community." They didn't say none of that. They said, "We walk out our house. As soon as I step out, my head is in a swivel."
A swivel.
When people see us, a swivel. When people see us, they point at us. We used to have a public life and go everywhere. We can't. Explain to me why they don't feel comfortable and safe in their own community. I wait. That's what they said. Mel, did you hear the same thing that I heard, or did I hear something different?
No. That's what I heard. That's what he said.
Because I know Mel is a lot smarter than me, right? He's a straight talker. Because I heard something. I think Mel and I heard the same thing. So you let me know.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Thank you.
Go away. Go away.
Can you imagine?
I
feel kind of bad. No, I'm not even laughing. I feel kind of bad though. That point, I didn't know that, Mel. I didn't know. I didn't know that their own people in their own town was treating them like pariah.
Yeah, it's out of control. Let's see what else is happening.
Right.
Okay, please. I want to hear.
I wouldn't say like that. I think I haven't been denied, anything, but like Trayson, it's hard to hear from a good friend of mine that he's getting denied a Gatorade and a Red Bull before work.
And a Red Bull? My God, not a Red Bull.
The unfairness of it.
Now that's going too far.
I think you're absolutely right.
This is going too far for the Red Bull. I can understand the Gatorade, but the Red Bull, that's way too far.
He needs the Red Bull to stay awake so he could do his job. Oh, that's wrong. I need to know the store. I need to know that story.
Why are you hitting yourself over? You okay?
I'm just tapping my hand. Tisk to them. Tisk to them. I'm slapping their hand. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. They don't even know. Damn.
But anything but the Red Bull.
At least the other one, the best friend that left him on the island and didn't know what happened to him. At least he said he wasn't denied anything. That's good. But he's the one that said he have to walk with a swivel. His head had to swivel back and forth. But at least he wasn't denying anything. He said he wasn't denying anything. That's good, right? That means they believe him, right? That means everybody in the town believe him.
Sometimes I be tired.
Having to Like he calls me, he's like, dude, you won't believe what just happened. He got called out at Walmart. Someone called him out at Walmart and was like asking him all these questions and trying to press him about it. And it's crazy to me. Like, you know, we live in a very tight-knit community and
can't even go to Walmart.
Damn, he just said we live in a tight-knit community and it's crazy. People are asking me questions and everybody is telling me online, the people on the line are telling me that I'm not hearing what I heard. I just heard he said they live in a tight-knit community. They live in a utopia. Why is he being asked questions at Walmart, ladies and gentlemen? Why doesn't his own people believe them? Ladies and gentlemen, please tell me. Continue, Mel. Let's hear what these poor boys are going through.
For people to, you know, push back and say these things when they know what Ocean Springs is like, it's really hard. And I mean, I haven't had many personal encounters, but I know being around the guys and stuff like that, they have. So,
and Ed, as an attorney that's representing these boys, I mean, what does that make you feel like? You know, do you feel like you got a good case here, or you know, what's your perspective in that? Because you know, people are online, and obviously they know who you are. Obviously, they know you represented Donald Trump in some pretty high-profile cases. And so now that you've joined, or at least now you work for the young men here, you hear them say things like they've been accosted, they've been, you know, threatened online. Does that make your case a greater case, or how do you work within what's happening to these young men?
Well, unfortunately, I wish there was no case. I wish this hadn't happened. But unfortunately, because these things did happen, there is a case, and now there's multiple cases.
Are you familiar with this case for Donald Trump?
Lord, what new case for Donald Trump? There's multiple cases for Donald Trump and stuff like that. And I want to do comment. They said, honestly, her disregard for people being legitimately harassed with no evidence of wrongdoing is wild. You think it's wild? What about how wild is it for them to be disrespecting the parents? Maybe if their sorry ass didn't come out and call say to disparaging things to about Miss Christine in an interview, maybe they will have my compassion. Maybe if these sorry behind boys didn't come out and say that she legitimately made it into a race issue and that's why their lives are miserable hell, maybe I would have more compassion for them and stuff like that. I don't have compassion for bullies. They bullied the survivors. Their lawyers are bullying the survivors, so I have little compassion. With that said, I'm not accusing these boys of doing anything. I'm accusing them of being a loudmouth and putting themselves in this position. That's what I accuse them of. I accuse them of putting, because if they kept their mouth quiet, if their parents had kept their mouth quiet, if their lawyers kept their mouth quiet, then most of us wouldn't have had anything to say. We would have had to wait until the evidence come out. But they came out and they disparaged and disrespected the mother and father of Nolan Wells. They all did. And they continuously to do it every single day. So if you want me to feel sympathy for them, then guess what? They need to feel sympathy for the parents. Because I wouldn't be as mad at them if they just shut their damn mouth. Period.
Gracious.
I'm sorry, Mel, because you know sometimes I read the comments and stuff like that. I'm so sorry.
I want to show you how serious this is, though. Let's look at some of the threats that have been coming in. I want to play this for you.
Go ahead.
Right now, your son is and he's about to get all the way. Don't
That's
run now, you guys are gonna get what the coming to you. I know he killed that little kid, man. You guys aren't. Your wife ain't racist.
How can the father of somebody who murdered another person go and try to receive donations using the name of the murder victim? You know what you've done. I'm 22 years old. I'm just a bit older than your son, Warren. I can't believe that I live in a world with people like you and your son. I can't believe that I live in a world with evil, racist, white people who then go and falsely claim that they praise God while living racist, evil, selfish, harmful lives. while they take the lives of innocent people.
This is bad. This is real bad, right?
I mean, I think the second call was perfectly fine. The second call wasn't a threat. The first one was a threat. The first one was a threat and shouldn't be done. But the second one was pretty much saying that she felt a way about the fact that they used the unalivement of another kid, because their children was not unalive, to raise money. I felt a way about it. I'm like, how are you doing a GoFundMe and your kid is not the one that's unalive? That's crazy to me. Like, what's that about? So I thought the second call was fine to me. She's calling them out, her opinion, but the first one was wrong. You can't be calling people and threaten physical harm to people. That's wrong. That's wrong at all. But again, none of this would have happened if they just kept their mouth quiet and allowed this investigation to go on. They couldn't help themselves. They just couldn't help it. And it's the privilege about the situation, because most of us in the real world, right, we don't come out and say too much. And in the case when one of us do come out, we get dragged. Again, I will also bring the fact of Carmela Anthony's family. When Carmela Anthony family did the press conference to say, hey, we're being threatened, our son is a good son, we want to wait until we go to court. The father of the kid that was unalive showed up bullying the family, right? Everybody, including the officer that was there, felt empathetic for the father, not Carmela Anthony's family. But they dragged the Carmela Anthony family for weeks and months because they did that press conference. They dragged them. Why didn't you come outside and do the press? Why are you talking? Why didn't you win? But it's bad for the Carmela Anthony family to do it. Carmelo Anthony family to do it, right? It's bad for Carmela Anthony, but it's not bad for these guys to do it.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. We have all sorts of criminals in the world. Do you think in this day and time you could actually go to a store, try to buy a Gatorade, and somebody's going to tell you your money's not welcome here? Do you think that that's a real story? Let me ask you that.
I actually do think that could be a real story. Whether I believe those kids, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I believe anything that is being said, because there's been so much misinformation. So I don't know if they're telling the truth or not, to be honest with you. I'm not saying that they did it. I'm not saying they don't do it. I don't know. But I do say, again, they put themselves in a very bad situation to even tell that story. Because by you telling that story and you telling other stories, you're saying to us that community is supposed to be a tight community. They know you. These people raised y'all, right? And you're saying that you're getting pushback from your own community. That says a lot to a lot of us who don't know y'all. So if that your community is pushing back, you shouldn't even have told us. But since you told us, tell us why they're pushing back. Why don't they believe y'all?
Maybe in the South it's more prevalent. I don't know if people, maybe I don't know the makeup of there, but I'm just saying, at least where I grew up and here, people commit crimes every day. These guys have not been held for any crime, right? They have a friend that's missing. Trayston has sat on the couch and gave an interview. What would possess someone to actually tell him your money is not welcome here? What has he done wrong?
They don't believe the story. They don't believe the guys. It doesn't have to be every single person in the community, but to them, what they just sat down and said, and I'm listening to what they said, they have not come out and say to us, hey, we are being supported by our community and there's a few bad circles, but our family is fine. We're going to be fine. That's not what they said. They said, we can't go outside. We can't go out in public. We can't buy anything. We fear for our lives. We fear for our community. In the same word, they're saying that we have a tight community. If you have a tight community, why is all these things happening? Why are you telling us all this? We could only hear what they're saying, right? So I don't have an answer about why this kid or those kids can't buy Gatorade, why they feel threatened by their own. They have the answer. The only thing I could think of is that the people who's pointing them out, pointing fingers, asking them questions, don't believe them.
I
So my
wish I would go to
said,
go to a store and somebody tell me I can't buy a Gatorade. Are you kidding me?
you can't. You can, people. It's called these private locations, these stores. They have a right to deny service. It's every law says that.
When was the last time you went to a town like that? They have a small town where somebody's watching Officer Tatum in interview, and they want to tell
Every time I
somebody,
go to,
"Oh,
every
you
time I go
can't
to,
buy a Gatorade."
every time I go to Connecticut, I make sure to tell my brothers and sisters where I'm at. When I go in
Connecticut.
yes, there's certain areas in Connecticut with the American flag and Trump flag. I make sure to tell my brothers and sisters that I am in the Get
So
Out.
wait.
I'm in the Get Out. I'm
So
in
wait,
the small
so
town
wait,
called
so
Get Out.
so oh my God! Now you about to
Ask me a
really
question.
take
I'm
me
telling
out.
you.
So
I'm
wait,
telling you
you
the truth.
whoa! I'm
Yeah.
just trying to let me come to reality.
Yes.
So you can go to the Bronx. You can go to
Yes.
you're in Brooklyn. You can go to the
Yes.
bodega,
Yes, I
and
can.
you don't have to worry about
I don't
anything.
have to worry about
But
that.
when you see a Trump flag,
Yes,
now
I
all of a
do.
sudden you got to tell your family goodbye.
I have to tell my family where I'm at.
Yo, what are we doing? Yo,
There is wooded
yo,
area. There are wooded
yo,
area in Connecticut
what
now.
are
Don't play with me. I
what
know
are
exactly
we?
what I'm talking about. There are wooded
Yo,
areas
this
in the
is
back of
yo,
Connecticut where you
God
see all
knows,
American
man.
flags and Trump flags.
This
Not so
ain't
much,
adding up.
not so much. When I'm driving in those areas late at
My
night, there's no light. I pray that my car, especially some of them,
Jesus
have
Christ, man.
privacy. Don't tread on me. This is a private. Do not
Woo.
come in. They have the private. Do not come through these gates. I
Oh my
pray that I do not. And then sometimes your phone, every once in a while, your phone, you just see that little signal. And I'm like, please don't let the car break here, because I'm gonna have to sleep in this car. Because I'll be damned if I'm gonna get out of this car and knock on these mofos' door and ask for
Oh
help.
my God.
Yes,
So wait, you walk down the street,
I
you
do that.
pass the gang bangers and all
Yes,
that,
I will.
but
Yes,
you
I
have to go
would.
to Connecticut and
I'm
see
not
a
going to
flag.
a flag, and don't tread on me,
Oh my
and
God.
trespassers, no trespassers.
Oh
And
my
some of them
God,
even
boy.
have signs saying that they have either attack dogs or they have weapons on these signs. You think I'm gonna knock on somebody's door that says like "Don't tread on me, don't come to my private property, armed and dangerous"? Are you crazy? Nah, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. I'm okay. I
Oh my
prefer to walk
God.
through my community.
You don't want to come
these
upstate.
gangbangers,
If that's the way
and
you
then be
looking
able to
like,
get to the other side. Yes.
oh
I
my
have more
God.
likely, I feel more comfortable knowing that I'm going to walk through the community and get to the other side and get home in the Bronx, in the middle of Bronxville, than I do in a deep wooded
Connecticut?
with
Oh
all
my
these
God.
deep woods of Connecticut, with all these signs that have these American flags, these police, you know how they have the police, don't tread on me, police signs and stuff like that. You crazy? I'm not getting out of the car. You tell me don't come over. You said no trespass. I know trespass.
Oh my God. You
I know
almost took me out.
trespass. I will drive on the
Yeah.
ball
She
tires
said
of my car
she said
and destroy the rims that stop
Yo.
at any of these people's houses and ask for help. I'm
Mama
too
Flips, hold
sympathetic.
on. Wait. I have to
Yes.
understand this. I needed this laugh in life. You set me free for life, right? So
Don't understand what you don't
you go
understand.
through the hood, you go to the
Yes.
casinos,
Yes,
you go everywhere.
everywhere. I've gone to many
But the
places.
minute you see a flag,
Oh,
you got
don't tread on
oh
me
my
flag
God.
with a Trump flag and stuff like that in the deep woods of Connecticut with a no trespassing sign that says I'm armed and stuff like that. Don't tread on me. I'm not going to your house and knock nobody's door. It's okay. I'm good with you. I'll just keep moving. Yes, sir. Yes.
No, I get what you're saying,
I'm
but
not playing around with these people.
I needed that laugh though. That was a good.
I make
was a
sure I
good
tell
one.
my brothers
Lord
and
have
I
mercy.
take pictures. I said, okay, so here I am. Here's my location. I'm at Get Out, right? Because you saw the movie Get Out, right? I'm in the Get Out community just in case I go missing. This is where I'm at. Hell yeah, I'm gonna say
But
that.
if you I'm from the South, if you said West Virginia, it wouldn't have came across so funny. But
Hey.
you said Connecticut of all places.
If you're
Connecticut.
if you're going
You know I live right by
backwards,
Connecticut, right?
if you go, okay, have you gone? You going to
I was actually in Connecticut today.
Okay, you go
That's
to
what makes it so funny.
Do
Yeah.
you go to
Yeah.
Foxwood?
Yes, I've been to Foxwood.
right?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
there's Route 2. I think that the street is Route 2.
I'm
right? You go up
familiar.
to Route 2. as you go in the dark, because sometimes we leave the house late, so we don't get to Foxwood until like 11 o'clock at night, maybe sometime midnight, because sometimes we have to, because I have to go after work. So we talk about Friday night. Have you driven down the streets Friday night, dead dark? There is no light. They don't have any light there, right? They don't have any street lights in New York, right?
That's upstate New York, same way, no different.
Okay, I'm just saying. So you going down the road, two women in the car, and all you see is American flags. Don't tread on me. No trespassers. We are armed and stuff like that. It's completely dark. You want to tell me that I'm supposed to be two black women? I'm supposed to feel comfortable not only driving down that road, but if something happened to my car, I'm supposed to nilly-dilly get out of the car and go knock on some stranger door with all those signs. And are you insane?
Oh no!
Are you insane?
Oh no! See, so this is a different scenario now.
But that's what I just told you.
This is a different scenario.
I just told you that's what I see when I drive there, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get out. When I say I'm in get out country and territory, you know exactly what I say when I say get out. This is not safe for me there. Let me keep it going until I get to civilization. I'm not messing around with none of these people. I don't know them. I don't know them. If you specifically know in today's day and time, right, with everything that's going on with America, with the aces and everything and how we feel, and you deliberately put signs and flags and stuff like that telling me not to come to your door or else, who am I as a black woman going to get my fat ass out of the car to go knock on your door when you already warned me not to come and knock on your door? I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to keep it going. I'm like, okay, nice. And that's it. I'll stop at the gas station. I'll stop at a store, but I'm not stopping at none of these people's houses. Nah, I'm good. I'm okay.
No, that's not wise. I get that. But
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you feel. I'm surprised that you even saying that.
In that regard, no. Let's have a real talk now.
Yes.
Don't kill the joke. It was too funny. Don't kill it.
I love the joke. Me and you. Good.
So let's have the real talk. We'll separate this, right?
Yeah.
Where I live in upstate New York is no different than Connecticut.
Okay.
Okay. So you have the same element that you're explaining, which is a real thing. Okay. Yeah. In fact, we have people that go missing at gas stations. So let's just be real about it.
Shit.
Okay.
Damn.
But the way you spun that Trump flag, though, I had to.
But
that was too funny.
And
but it's a real.
They don't even have the MAGA and Trump flag. To be fair with them right now, they I don't see that many MAGA and Trump flag, but they have the huge, and I told you about that. They have the huge American flag, not the little American flag. You know how people sometimes they wear the American flag because they represent a lost loved one, or they represent the military. But they have these huge American flags, and they have the huge "Don't tread on me" with the snake and everything like that. And they have all of that on their. You know what they represent, but it's not only that. You think that the American flag and the "Don't tread" is good enough? Nah, man, they have additional signs up. I'm like, yo, but go ahead. I interrupted you, but go ahead. You were saying.
No, but seriously, there's really no difference in New York and Connecticut. Also, when you go into Pennsylvania, that's a whole different territory too, which where I'm located, you have all three wrapped in one. So if you take the certain highway you're in Connecticut, but then you could also be in Pennsylvania. All right. And if you break down, you have a real big problem. So that's a solid point that you're making if you really want to talk about it.
Thank you. And I'm being honest, and a lot of people may think that I'm wrong, but I'm being 100% honest. When you live as long as I lived in various community and done a lot of things, you know when you are welcome and when you're not welcome. And you know when to be smart and when you're not smart. Now, of course, you can say like, I have friends from different cultures. I have friends from different cultures, right? So I would understand if one of my friends would say, okay, MamaFlip, I don't want to go to Brownsville in the middle of the night because I have concerns, because that area, right, is known for violence in that area, because it's known, right? The difference between going to Black communities or going through the ghetto there's not signs outside. You don't have signs. You don't have these alleged gangbangers or urban youth saying, hey, don't come here, with a big flag saying, if you come here, I'm going to take you out. You don't have those signs. So if I'm walking through Brownfield, Bronx, and everything like that, if I know the neighborhood, I may be a little concerned, but I don't have to worry about if I knock on somebody's door because there's no sign saying I'm not welcome. You see, that's the difference between the two. You could just do your research and assume, like, okay, you know something, maybe this is not a great area. It's different than somebody telling you you're not welcome by every means necessary. You understand the difference? And that's how I feel about some of these communities. And me, I respect my life enough to keep it moving.
Have you ever been to Kerhonkson, Kingston, those areas?
No, I haven't been on those. As far as New York?
Yeah, we still have KKK marches. Are you aware of that?
Oh yeah, we definitely have them.
No, I'm saying we have that here in New York. That's
yes,
a real thing.
When I have a video of me getting into an argument with some young white supremacists the first time Donald Trump ran in 2015. They were very proud of it. And that was in the middle of Manhattan. So yeah.
Right. But you also know we have the Muslim training campuses upstate New York. Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware about that.
Oh, okay. All right. I won't get into it if you're not aware. But anyway, getting back to the threat. All right. So
yeah, so I feel bad. I feel bad for these young people that's getting threats, or anybody that's getting threats online. But again, my concern right now is less for these young people because they put themselves in the middle of this story. They didn't have to do that. If it was me, I would tell them, say nothing. The judge, the stepmother who's a judge that came out on social media, she shouldn't have put the post out. She shouldn't have said nothing. None of these kids should have said anything. If they feel away because Miss Christine has shared their photo, they could have just came out if they didn't say anything and said, yes, that is my friend. We love them. We're going to do everything we can to help the family find him, period. The end. That's it. We're saying nothing else. And then I would be supportive of the mom and dad. And I will tell the mom and dad everything I know. I wouldn't be changing my story because it seems like every time they have an interview, something else is said, something else is misinterpreted and stuff like that. They put themselves in this position. They did. So I feel more empathetic to the mom and dad of Nolan than I do of these boys. And with that said, no, nobody should be threatening their lives, but I still feel more empathetic to their family of Nolan Wells.
Okay, let's finish up this video in regards to the threats.
God's light shines down for Nolan Xavier Wells. The truth will come out. And you are evil. You are evil to your root. You decide it. And I hope that you soon change. Or that soon you face every pain that you've brought upon other people. I hope that your son faces that same pain and the pain that he brought through his racist actions and continues to bring through his racist actions. You have raised your son to be a racist, heartless person who has taken the life of another person. And God, I hope that you burn in hell for it.
Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son. Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son. Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son. Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son.
What do you think about the son for a son?
That's rough. That's rough. Okay, sis, no. Sis, no. No, sis, no. No. We do not know that even though I'm annoyed with them, we do not know that any of these kids had anything to do with Nolan Wells. So no, I don't like that. I don't like that. That clip I didn't like. The first clip with the racism, the evilness and stuff like that, that's an opinion. That one right there, I don't like that. No, that I don't like. I don't like that part of it. No. So there's 2 calls so far I don't appreciate. But continue.
Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Father of a murderer.
Ooh. That's right.
Try and run now, you. Your son is, and he's about to get all the way. Ooh. Don't run now, you. You guys are gonna get what the coming to you. I know he killed that little kid, man. You guys aren't. Your wife ain't racist.
That was a repeat, though. I think
Okay.
that was a repeat
All
from
right.
the first one. That was
Oh,
a repeat
okay.
from the first one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's rough.
All
And
right. So this is real in regards to the threats.
that is real. That's rough. That's rough. I wish they had kept their mouth quiet, though. I don't think they would have gotten as much heat, and if they have not come out, I really don't think they would have got that much heat. With that said, though, I'm gonna be honest with you. If these calls are coming outside of their community, right? Their community should be welcoming these wonderful, great hearted boys into their bosom, and they should feel safe within their own community. That's my opinion. They should feel safe in their own community. What's going on with that? What's going on with that? And also, this is why I want to make clear, and I keep saying all the time, even though I don't believe everything these kids are saying, I don't know if they were involved in anything. I think something happened, right? Maybe they don't know. I doubt it, but maybe they don't know, and they're just trying to cover their ass. But something did happen, right? But until I know exactly what happened, I don't want to place the blame of the unaliving of Nolan on anybody at all. I just don't like the way they handled this from the very beginning. So it could be completely innocent. They could just be kids who don't know how to act. They could have been, let's just say something. Let's just say that they were drinking, or they were smoking, or they were high, or they were out there messing around with girls. Let's just say they took his phone as a prank because he didn't want to get in the car on the boat. There's a lot of stuff that could have happened that caused them not to know what happened to Nolan, right? There's a lot of things. All the stuff that happened is their fault for them not knowing what happened to them. That part of it is, I feel, they at fault for not knowing what happened to Nolan Wells. But other than that, I don't know if they did anything else. But everything they've done so far has muddied the water. They're hiding. I don't know. I just don't trust them. Until I hear the whole story, I don't trust them at all. I don't trust them. I don't trust their lawyer. I don't trust their family. I just don't trust them. That doesn't mean that I think they did anything to Nolan. I just don't trust them. Something is up with these kids. Something is up with them.
All right.
It is.
Okay, let's get back to the video.
All right,
and I'm going to tell you something. If you're out there and you lied about these guys, you lied about my guys, you lied about Tyler's guys here, if you lied about Morgan, if you lied about Jax, if you lied about Warren, we're going to get you. And you're going to be hauled into court. You're going to be held accountable. And it's going to be very painful. And what I would say to the people who have done that is, now's your chance. If you want to apologize and retract before you find yourself in court, you should probably do that now.
No. Hell no. We're not apologizing. We're not retracting, and we ain't scared of you. Sir, we're not apologizing. We're not retracting. We're not as scared of you. I love what Al Sharpton said today. Al Sharpton said today that I hope they sue me. That's what Al Sharpton said today. And again, he said, I hope the first person they sue is me. He said, because I want discovery. He said, whether it's a civil case or a criminal case, we all go through discovery. He said, I want all of it. He said, Al Sharpton said, I want their phones. I want to know their emails. I want to know about their family. He said, I want all of them. I think all of us should take the same stance as media, because I don't remember me or you saying anything defaming these boys. We've never came out of our mouths and said that these boys did anything to these kids. But I know if you come for me with defamation, I'm willing to go to court because I want everything. I'm going to make it a movie. It's going to be several episodes of my life. I will make it a movie. And I want to see if I'm going to the house. I'm going to the town. I'm going to stay at the hotel over there. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to make sure I'm a Casanet, and my son, Queen's Flip, he has a 24-hour stream. I will have a 24-hour live stream the whole time. From the moment I step on the ground to the moment it'll be 24 hours of live stream. Even when I'm sleeping and going to the bathroom, I will have a live stream so y'all can see everything. Let it be me. Let it be. Let me get one of those. Let me get on it because I want to know everything. I want to know what happened. I want to know who the fourth person was that was walking around with what looked like a white bikini. I'm going to find out who the people were who talked to the police officers, because that's discovery. Because guess what? None of that stuff is privileged information. I'm going to find out who said what. I'm going to find out who was laying on Nolan's lap. I'm going to find out if they saw him at 3 or 4 o'clock. I want to find out if that recording is true or not true. Play with me if you want to, because I want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. So please come for all of us over here. Mel, your thoughts?
Oh no. I just I don't know. I mean, I guess people could treat you that way when you go buy something at a store, or strangers,
you the whole defamation conversation. You just jumped to the store. I'm talking about
yeah.
defamation.
I don't want no parts of the defamation talk,
But go ahead, go to the store.
I don't want no parts of that. But no, I just have a hard time just grasping some of the things, like when one individual says they have thousands of threats. I'm like, what does that look like? How does 1,000 people, you already erased your Facebook, you got rid of your Instagram or whatever. So now these thousands of people are calling your cell phone. How did they get your cell phone? Thousands of people. I just have a hard time processing it, but maybe it happens. I just don't know.
Allegedly there was 7 people on the boat, right? Allegedly there was 7 people on the boat that went back, right? There were people on the boat with those guys and Nolan, right? And there were people that was on the boat with him leaving, and there were people on the islands. Why don't we know all their names? We don't know all their names because guess what? They didn't come out and talk. They didn't put themselves out there. Their family didn't put them. The family didn't put a target on. They did not. They are quiet. They're waiting for the investigation. They are quiet. These kids, these lawyers, their family, they put themselves out there. Now, of course, they would say, well, MamaFlip, that's not fair. Our pictures was out there. Okay. I don't know why my picture is out there. I loved him. As you can see, this is my best friend. You see how we had our arms around him. We loved him very dearly. We are in pain and suffering because we're going to do everything we can. We're going to take the polygraph if we want to. We're going to make sure the vote is available. We're going to make sure that everybody have our phone. We're going to talk to the mom. We're going to sit with the mom and dad at the press conference to let them know, like, look, we didn't do it. We're going to make sure we go to the funeral. We're going to make sure we support them. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that they know that we love Nolan and we the best friend, and we would never have done anything. And we're not going to talk to the media. We're not going to talk to no right-wing organization. We're not going to hire a right-wing MAGA lawyer to make it look like we're racist. We're not going to do any of that because we loved our boy. That was our friend. And we're going to show ourselves. That's what we're going to do. But that's not what they did at all. They did the opposite. They did the opposite. And now, because they are so privileged in their thoughts and their minds and the way that they're raised, they don't understand why people have so much questions. They don't. They don't. I'm telling you, black and brown people, we don't have that luxury to say, hey, I ain't do it, and you better believe me. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to take you to court and sue you for all the money. We don't have that luxury. We have to fight against it to prove our innocence. But them, yeah, I'm innocent. And you better not say nothing about me or ask me any questions or else. Come on now. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? I just wish they would stop. They could stop tomorrow, say no more interviews, no more nothing. We said what we're going to say. We're done with the conversation. We're done. We're not going to say anything else until the investigation. All we're asking for is for the investigation to find out what happened to our friend, period. We're not saying nothing else to anybody. The conversation is done. That's all. And another thing they did, which I mentioned several times, is they pissed off a lot of people because they're disparaging the mother of Nolan Wells. They did that. We didn't tell them to do it. Anyway, you're showing the picture of the person in the bikini. Nancy Grace still think that that's a guy.
Yeah. Let's we're gonna pull it up. Hold on 1 second here.
Yeah, she still said that. Oh, that's a guy, but she doesn't think it's Nolan though. But she said that's
okay. So I just want to show this again. This is what John provided. John Mitchell sent this to me. I want to show it. So he think it's a guy. Actually, I need to show it a different way. He think it's a guy holding a cup in his hand.
Okay.
The problem is you still see the gold strap going over the arm. You see that?
Yeah, it doesn't look
You
like
still see the gold strap. So John, you have to go back and account for the gold strap. That's now. Let me show you the actual photo.
But even so,
Okay.
that guy doesn't
So
look. Yeah, go ahead.
so look here now. This is the actual photo.
Okay.
It looks more like there's a bikini top.
It does.
With a gold and white, and then you see the strap going over the shoulder.
That's what it looks to me. Yes, it does look like that. But not only that, look at the hair.
Yeah.
John, look at the hair though. Like the hair does the person that doesn't look like Nolan haircut. And I would even say that this guy is too dark, but I would leave it to you to say that okay, sometime when somebody's in the when you're in the sun, your skin get darker, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see this being Nolan. Can you put that up because you took our picture up and made it bigger. Can you do that again?
So you want me to do what? I'm sorry, I was reading the comments.
You made it bigger so we could see what the person had like a drawing around the cup like or whatever.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second. Right there.
Yeah. So they're saying that's a cup, right?
And that's a man. Okay. And he drew it out, the hand, the cup, but see, you still see the strap going over the shoulder. You see that?
What is that? They have glasses in front of that person's face?
Nolan, yeah, that's supposed to be glasses. Nolan didn't have on a shirt. He was shirtless for most of the day.
But then Nolan has glasses on?
No, maybe he just added that to give some type of
Please
context, you know.
Yeah, tell them to take it. Tell them to take that off, the glasses and stuff like that, and do it again. But I could see. I mean, it looked like again. We don't know if it's a cup or not. But here's the thing. Here's the thing for us to understand, though. What time was that picture taken? Do we have the time frame of that picture taken? Also, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people, right? That's with that person, right? And it looked like there's another person maybe behind them. I think I see a head. Why don't these 4 people tell us if that was Nolan?
Nolan did have on. I think what he's trying to say is their sunglasses. We know Nolan had on sunglasses. I think he just used red to show it.
Okay.
That this person have on glasses, but
well, thank you so much for that. I don't know if that's a guy or girl because that looked like a bikini to me, right? I don't know if I see a straw sticking out, but okay. But my thing still goes again. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 people with that person. Why isn't any of these people come out and say that was Nolan? That's what I want to know. We have 4 people there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Did they speak to these 4 individuals, confirm that was Nolan in that picture?
Hold on 1 second. I'm
also,
trying to.
You compare that shorts on that picture to the shorts of the picture that Nolan had on. Is it the same color, blue?
Wait a minute. John actually sent me a better photo. This is actually going to. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, is that a guy? Okay, let's.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. He said, "What is the problem?" Jeez.
Maybe that's why Nancy Grace didn't respond back. She probably think that she also had it blown up to show that there was also a guy.
No, it's you'll be able to see it in 1 second. I just have to be able. Here we go. So give me 1 second. I'm going to be able to pull it up right here.
All right, I want to see.
Sheesh. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if I can pull this up for you.
Okay.
I think it actually makes the point even better, but this is just my opinion. Let me just pull this up for you. We're over time. We're definitely over time, but I have a few more minutes if you want to
Oh,
keep going.
we've gone to 12 o'clock one time.
All right, here we go. So here's now to me this shows it's the female even more. I mean, you could actually see that. To me, you see the facial features, right? But
it doesn't look like Nolan, and that person doesn't even look like they have glasses on and stuff
right,
like that. It doesn't look like that person have glasses on at all. It doesn't look like Nolan. I don't know if because they did the drawing, it's possible that I don't know. I don't even see the hand. Is there a hand holding that thing?
no, I see the abs in the stomach.
I
I
see
don't
the
see.
abs in the stomach. I see the abs in the stomach, and women, and you can see how they have all the women have flat stomachs, right? So I could even see that maybe there's rippling on the stomach, but I don't know if that's a hand holding something. That's the only thing. But that face does not look like Nolan's face, and is
No,
that it doesn't look like Nolan at all.
or his complexion.
Or
That's
that's what I'm
definitely.
saying.
That's definitely.
Even if they allow it for the sun to be dark, I know all black women, all black people look alike, but I don't know. I just don't.
You lying to me about that one?
Right.
No,
I mean that doesn't seem. But
that's
either way, there's a white guy behind them. There's a white person behind that person too. Why
yeah.
is it
That's
these? We should have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people saying that was Nolan walking with them, right? There should
yeah.
be confirmation.
Everybody except John is basically saying that's not Nolan,
No, I
and
don't think it's Nolan either.
some are saying, listen, I appreciate that John is doing the work and sending me the information. So I don't want to discredit John in any way. It's amazing. Keep sending me. I always want to be able to change my position on something.
Yeah.
If you send me something that I think is reasonable, then I usually show it to the crowd and let everybody come to a conclusion.
Well,
I don't want to be stuck in my own thoughts.
Well, I like the way that he framed out the hand and the cup, but I need a closer. Can he bring in since he did all that work? Can he bring in a closer picture? Because I didn't even realize until I saw the picture that there's actually somebody else behind that person, right?
Yes.
Somebody else behind. So I didn't even realize that until I see the picture. So if he could maybe bring it up, crop it up some more so we could see it, that'll be great. Also, can you compare that color shorts to the original photo? You remember the photo of the boys on the boat? Do you have that photo?
Yeah, I think I could find it. Just give me a moment. I'll try to pull it up for you.
I want to compare those shorts just in case, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it for you.
Guys, take a look at how short that short is, okay? Just take a look at how short that short is.
At any rate, while I'm pulling it up, if you could just take a moment and continue to talk about the scenario.
Yes. So I want to say that I do feel empathy for the boys because some of with the voice messages, because some of the voice messages are rough. Yes, I do think that some of these people got out of line with these messages. Okay, you have me there. Do I feel more empathy to the boys than the family? No. Do I place the boys at blame for putting themselves in this position so they could get these calls? Yes, I do. With that said, I don't think people should be calling people families and calling them and threatening them. I think that's horrible and that's wrong. At the end of the day, we don't know yet what happened to Nolan, right? It could have been an accident and the boys are just covering their ass as kids do and making things worse for themselves, right? Because they're scary. It could have been like they were drinking, they were smoking, they were doing things they didn't want to do. And because they didn't have any idea of what happened to Nolan, they did all these stories contradicting each other to keep themselves out of trouble. And by doing that, they got themselves in more trouble. That could be it. We could, at the end of the day, which so far I haven't seen any proof of it, we could, at the end of the day, figure out that, yeah, possibly Nolan was unfortunately drowned. Unfortunately, we don't know. But I do know one thing that really pissed me off about Nancy Grace, with this lawyer telling the world that Christine lied and said that there was the phone messages was deleted. How do you know that the phone messages was not deleted when you didn't have the phone? That's what I want the lawyer to tell me. You telling me that the kids had no reason to do anything with the phone when they had the phones for hours? They had the phones for hours. They had no reason to do anything to the phone. There's nothing that says that the phone was deleted. Also, and then the other lawyer contradicted and said, well, she didn't technically says that there was deleted information on the phone. She just said that she didn't see anything of that day. So which is the truth? So you're defaming her by saying that she said deleted and then she didn't say deleted? This is the kind of thing that pisses me off about these people, man. Stop talking.
All right, I'm gonna play the
Call her some girl, a girl.
Here's the problem, Nancy.
right here. This is what you're talking about.
All right.
That's a photo of Nolan's shorts there.
Allegedly, that's Nolan, right?
Allegedly.
Now, they showing that Nolan is on the boat. Is that him coming or going?
No, that's just during the day. I think according to what I heard, it was around 2:30 this photo was taken.
Okay, so at 2:30 this photo was taken. Now, this was the time that he said that his friend said that he was with a girl the entire time, with a girl on his lap. Where's the girl that was on his lap if he was on that boat? Remember, he spent the whole day. I saw Nolan spend the whole day with a girl on his lap. The girl is not on his lap. Nolan is on the boat, if that's Nolan. Also, that shorts look a lot longer than the short pants that is on that photo. Because if he's bending down and the shorts is high like that, and it didn't creep all the way up, because the shorts that's in the picture is really high on the thigh, right? So if he's bending down and that's still so much more length on the shorts, and that's him, that's not the same shorts. That shorts should have been creeping until his behind, and that's not what's happening. But that's not the only picture I wanted to see. I wanted to see the picture of him with the kids on the boat.
All right, give me one second. I'll pull it up for you. You're working me overtime tonight.
Yeah, because they want us to be very efficient on when it comes to that. So I wanted us to be very efficient, because we don't even know. Because even Nancy said we don't even know if that's Nolan. All we see is a black person with his back to us. We can't even tell if that's Nolan.
All right, let me see if I can find the actual photo. Give me a second here. But anyway, you could keep chatting, and I'll try to pull it up. All right.
So yes, guys, this is another prime example. To me, that short pants look like one of the short pants that may have a pocket. We don't know, but okay, look at the shorts, right? The short reached the thigh. You see how that short has a pocket? Look at this short, and it reached the middle of the tie. You see how it is? You see how it looked like it has one of those like if it's not a zipper, but it doesn't look like, you see this white kid all the way on the left hand side.
Yeah.
His shorts, that short. No, right hand side. If the picture facing me, the one that right here, that short looked more darker than the shorts in the picture with the picture that you just showed us. This short right here is light. This short is long. Also, this short looked like it has a pocket. That short that we showed in the other picture is too short, too blue. It doesn't look like it has a pocket. It looks like a short. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the same shorts at all.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Makes sense.
It doesn't look like the same shorts at all. That short should have been creeping up the top of his behind. It doesn't look like that. That's weird. Also, look at him in the sun, right? Look at him in the sun. He's not dark in the sun. He's not dark here. But the other picture shows somebody that's really, really black, really dark. Not this one. Yeah, that shorts, it could be the same length. But the other shorts, the dark blue shorts, that's not his shorts. I mean, some people would say, oh, yeah, maybe he changed clothes, but that's not what we're hearing. No one has confirmed that he changed clothes. In fact, no one has confirmed any of them changed clothes. There it is.
July 4th, which would have been after the GPS data says that the Triton had left Horn Island. Now, that's only relevant if this young man in the picture actually turns out to be Nolan. We never could verify it, but we thought it was important enough to at least include.
I did Cajun.
We know.
I'm trying to find a photo of him actually. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Of him actually in the boat right beside the one you're looking for. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you just showed it to us, the picture just now.
No, but you're talking about the one where he's actually beside the boat. And let's see if we can find it. I don't think she has it on this segment. But there's an actual photo. Oh, here we go. Right here. This is what we're talking about.
Timeline, but what we don't
I didn't see that one. Hold on.
Right here.
know if it's any of these people that you're seeing in this little cove area.
Right here. You're talking about this
All right,
dark skinned guy right here.
Okay,
That's
so they're saying this dark skinned guy is Nolan.
Yeah, but to me he's extremely dark. I don't know.
Not only dark, but the shorts is very dark.
Well, no, we're talking about in the water. You see the guy.
The water. Oh, okay. No, I don't see. No, I didn't see the guy.
You see the guy with the sunshades. I mean, he fits the profile.
You talking about the guy that was standing up in the on the side? You see the guy that's standing up. I thought that's what you're talking about. No, I can't see that person. You're gonna have to. I can't see it this far. They would have to make it like closer for me to see. I don't see that person at all.
Okay.
The person pointed out, I can't see them. I can't see their head. I can't see anything. Unfortunately, it will have to be. You will have to really bring it close for me to see who you're talking about over there.
Okay, if you look at it on a laptop or something, you'll be able to see it much clearer. But it looks like the profile of Nolan. You have the sunshades, but still, this guy looks extremely dark. It might be a matter of the light in the photo. I don't know.
And the thing is, I'm curious to find out how many black folks was there. Like, why can't, and here again, this is another thing that people are going to be annoyed with me about. Why are we not sure? Why can't it be definitive that this is Nolan? We have several eyewitness statements saying that Nolan was there, Nolan was this. Why is it only two people? Why the two people is not coming out and saying we confirm that was Nolan? What was you doing? And at the end of the day, why can't anybody tell us what happened to Nolan after 6 o'clock? Why would a whole human being go missing and turn up unalive on a deserted island 2 days later? Why? Everybody just concerned about themselves. Can you answer that question for us? What happened to Nolan? What happened to Nolan? What happened to Nolan? That's all we want to know. That's all we want to know. What happened to him? You know? And they should be doing everything they can to find out what happened to Nolan, instead of spending all this time trying to protect their image. That means this. Mel, you really gave me something to think about. I am very proud of you today.
Oh, what I do?
You gave me something to think about. Wow. When you told me when I heard the boys saying that they don't feel comfortable in their own community, that's deep for me. That's deep. That's deep. That means that we're not the only one that has a lot of questions when it comes to these boys, and that's a lot. That's a lot. If they don't feel comfortable in their own community, that's saying a lot, guys. They're saying a lot.
Right. Yes, Shamika makes a good point. She says, way too weird why everything that surrounds around Nolan, such as pictures, none of them could be made out.
Exactly, nothing. And that's why a lot of people are mad at us. We don't know what happened to Nolan. It could be so simple, guys. That case could have been done and over it in a matter of 1 day. If we wanted to wait for the autopsy report, why, guys, explain to me why they can't release the autopsy report. Why does it have to go to the grand jury? Come on, God, come on. Let's just make sense of all of this. Why? They so afraid of Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crumb that they can't come out and say, hey, this is the autopsy report. It shows his lungs was full of water, seawater. We compared it to the water on the island. As you can see, he unfortunately drowned. The end. Why? What is so big? Even if everybody don't like with Trayvon Martin and the young brown kid, we all know in the incident that happened with Kyle Richardson. We all know all these men unalive these young people. They unalive, and we all consider them murderers, right? But the trial by jury found these people innocent, right? And they're out here walking. Most of them are poor and broke and crazy looking anyway, but they're out here. But we went through the whole case with it, right? We all, some of us have our opinion, others of us believe that they're innocent, right? This is exactly what Al Sharpton and Benjamin Crumb said today. We had a lot of cases that we don't necessarily agree with the case, but at least we have answers. Why is this case so different? Why is it the case so different? And why are you mad at us for asking questions? It's going on 40 days. Tomorrow will be 40 days. It should have been done within at least 72 hours, people. So don't come to us and get mad at us for continuing to ask questions. I'm going to continue to ask questions. I want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. I'm not going to stop. This defamation lawsuit that they're talking about, I don't care. Come at me if you want to come at me. I'm not apologizing for anything I say. I didn't accuse these boys of doing anything. I just don't believe them. And that's how I feel. There's something else to the story. I don't believe them. Until I see all the evidence, I don't believe them. Something else is up with these kids. With that case, I don't think that they should be threatened. I don't think their family should be threatened. I think they should stay quiet. They said enough. They've done enough interviews. We get it. Stop. Just stop. Let us wait until everything comes out, and then we'll see what happened at the end. But overall, I'm going to say it 100 times over until you guys get it. I want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. That's all. I don't care what it is. I want to know what happened to Nolan Wells, and I want his mom and dad to find out so they could at least have some peace. That's all I'm asking for. Like for every other survivor of violence, I want to know what happened or tragedy. And that's it. That's it for me now.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. It was a great show. I enjoyed. You really had me cracking up tonight. Oh my goodness, man, that was
I can't
too
believe that
funny.
you're gonna knock on some stranger door in the middle of the woods. Are you crazy? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, that's your imagination running wild.
Next time I go,
Nowadays,
I'm gonna videotape it.
when you break down, do you really knock on somebody's door? Don't you have a cell phone? Can't you call roadside assistance?
There may be some areas.
I would never go knock on somebody's door. Like, why would you do that?
There may be some areas where the cell phone don't go out, or maybe my phone has died or something like that. I'm telling you, next time I go in that area, I'm gonna film it for you, and then you're gonna show it, and you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about.
So I have some good advice for you. Don't go at nighttime. Go during the day.
Sometimes I have to. I work late, but that area is scary. I'm like, nah, I'm not going there.
Yeah, I don't go out at night too much. I'm like the old folks. I'm on old folks' time now. I don't go out too much at night, so it is what it is. You need to stay in the city by the bodegas at nighttime.
Well, yes, but no, I like to travel too. I just know where I belong and where I don't.
Yeah. You know, I went to a function recently. It was over like 3:00 in the morning, and I had to walk. Oh my goodness!
So
I had a crazy experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's in the, no, I don't want to get into. That's in the city.
City of New York.
Yeah, of course, New York at night. You get some weirdos out there. You know?
Where were you? Around what street?
I was upper Harlem.
And you were scary in Upper Harlem?
I wasn't scared, but you know, you run into some questionable characters, and they don't mind testing you at night, like some of these individuals. You know how it is, right?
Are you walking around with a suit and a red tie?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. They're gonna be like, look at this Trump supporting MAGA. Look at it. That's why they're testing you. Look at this Trump supporter MAGA. Why are you in our neighborhood?
So
why are you in our neighborhood, son? I can see you.
Hold on, wait. A red tie means I'm a MAGA now?
Yes, to them they do. You over here walking around like coonery with your red tie and suit. You think that
did you guys hear this? Coonery. Coonery, because I have on a keep talking. Keep talking. No, I want to hear this. Keep talking. So
what are they gonna think? I'm not thinking
wait. No. You can't back out of this.
I'm not backing out. I'm saying that they're gonna think that, yes.
Because I had on a red tie?
No.
in a
Let's think
suit.
about it. Let's think about it for a second. You're
And
walking
she
down
said,
Harlem.
"Did you guys hear this?" She said,
I said
"This is
coonery.
coonery."
That's what I
Did
said.
you?
I said the brothers are
yo,
so
no.
you're walking around.
I
Let's
want
be
I want
honest.
you to keep talking.
I'm saying it.
This is fascinating to me.
You're saying to me that you're walking around deep Harlem with a blue suit and a red tie, right? And you're a black male, right?
Okay, yeah.
In Harlem.
I didn't have on this red tie that night. I didn't have on a red tie, but it sounds good. I want to hear what you got to say.
If you don't, then they won't.
No. I had on a red tie. Let's go. I want to hear.
Because they're going to question.
I want to hear the kumbaya. Let's talk about the kumbaya. Let's go.
Because there is this imagery, which never was compared to Donald Trump. I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
there was
go ahead.
this imagery. There was this clown suit that was never the case prior to Donald Trump, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Prior, we got to agree with that. Every person, whether it was Republican or Democrat, they wore different color suits, different color ties, right? But now everybody wants to represent Donald Trump. So a lot of these GOP Republicans be wearing the same suit and the same red tie of Donald Trump because they're saying to America, hey, I'm with him, right? I'm MAGA. I'm with him because they dress a certain way. We know this is true. I'm not lying. So I could definitely see that you come to neighborhood, especially when there's ICE infiltrating our various neighborhoods with GOP. I could honestly see like, yo, bro, where you going?
Okay, so
where you going? I could definitely see that.
I'm here for it. So we got to break this down.
Yes.
So red tie represents Donald Trump.
Red tie and a suit. Apparently, the GOP, the way they're wearing.
So Trump has cornered the market on a red tie and a suit.
That's according to the GOP and the Republicans. Yes.
No. I want to understand. Yes. I want to understand your interpretation.
I say yes. I answered the question. Yes, they did. Yes, okay. He made that to be his trademark.
Did Trump create
people? Made it the guys that are GOP Republican, as you can see, a good amount of them that's represented as MAGA, especially the black representative, wear suits and red tie, and they proudly claim it, and they say that this is why they're doing it. So go ahead.
So wait a minute. Anybody wearing a red tie, blue suit, black suit, that means they support Trump?
Depending on the circumstances, I would say yes.
But typically, that's what that means.
In today's society, depending on the circumstances, I said yes. If I see a black person with a red tie and a blue suit or a dark blue suit in today's society with everything going on, I would question them. Yes, that would be the first thing I'm saying. So they GOP.
So now I got to understand that.
Okay, and to be fair, if I see a black person or black and brown person with a suit and a blue tie, right, a royal blue tie, I would think that they were Democrats.
Okay,
yes.
Is it a possibility that they like a blue suit with a red tie?
It's a possibility, but I'm not going to see it that way.
It's less likely, right? Less likely.
For me, in today's environment, it's less likely. Yes, that type of red tie. Not every red tie. You have different color ties. I'm talking about that type of red tie, the way it's tied up the suit. Yes, the first thing I would think.
So even the way. So wait a minute, I got to understand this. Even the way it's tied up, it's reminiscent of Donald Trump.
Yes, if you want to compare the pictures, yes.
Is it the way it's round? Is it a little square?
Look at how you choke. You're practically choking yourself with this.
Have you ever worn a tie before?
I've actually put a tie together. You have the clips. Yeah, you do have.
So based on how it looks, it looks like
clips, but it did. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You think I have a clip on?
I'm not saying you have the clip. I said there are clips that looks very reminiscent of a great tie. There are clip ties.
But right now, hold on. I got to understand this. So right now, this appears to be choking me.
Yes, it does. Yeah, you have.
No, I need to understand. I want to understand your interpretation. So now we got to get to the coonery. Hold on. Let's get to the coonery.
I'm not saying that you're coonery.
No. You can't take. Listen, no, it wasn't. You didn't say these guys. Wait a minute. You didn't say these guys.
I could see these guys thinking
you're winning. You're winning. Don't lose. You're winning. Don't lose by changing your position.
I could see these guys seeing you also.
No. That's not what you said.
That's exactly what I said.
That's not. No.
Rewind it.
I don't. Listen, I'm too good. I'm too good. I don't need to do that.
You're bad because you got to rewind it.
Listen.
I can see these.
You didn't say that. You tried to. Hold on.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You tried to quantify. Hold on.
I know that you're not. But
You're
I'm
not
saying I can
okay.
see
So
these
you
guys.
made your point. Okay, you made
All
your
right.
point. So
We're
listen.
gonna rewind it. We got
So
to rewind
listen.
it.
You tried to
Okay.
quantify your statement, right?
I'm not quantifying. I
But
said what I said.
but this is what you said. You said, oh, were you wearing that suit with the red tie?
Yes,
And
I can see these guys
you said
coonery. Yes,
no. You said that coonery. You
yes,
didn't.
I can
That's
see
all.
it being coonery. Yes.
You didn't say these guys
I'm
said
gonna replay.
coonery.
I'm gonna replay.
No, no,
Stop
no, no,
right
no,
there.
no, 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 no. Don't.
Because
We
I know
don't.
exactly
We
what
don't
I
need to
said.
do that.
No, I'm gonna I'm gonna replay because
You're gonna make yourself look bad. Don't. No, you're
I'm
winning.
not making myself look bad. I'm telling you the one that
Keep
told the
winning.
story. You said that you felt scared, fear. You
I
felt.
didn't. No. I never said.
You said you
Wait a
felt
minute.
intimidated.
Wait a.
I said you
I
felt
didn't say. See
scary.
what I'm saying? You're coming across as a very bad witness because I didn't use the word
I'm
intimidated.
repeating what you said.
I didn't say I was scared. See, these are.
I asked you, were you scared? You said, no, I'm not scared. That's what you said, right?
But now you just said that I was
You said
scared.
it was weird. I said, you said it was weird people.
So,
I said
so
you
you
were
see,
scary. I said, were you scary? You said no.
So
I'm still saying
now,
you scared.
check it out. So now,
I'm
when
still
you
saying
give me
you
your,
scared, though. I'm still saying that you were scared though.
okay, all right, that's good. I was scared. Okay,
I'm just saying. I'm still saying it because if you
okay,
say that
all
you
right.
as a black male, you're walking around Harlem, and you're in a suit and a red
3
tie.
3 o'clock in the morning, 3 a.m.
3 o'clock in the morning. I've walked around
What?
Harlem. 3 o'clock in
Listen,
the morning, Queens,
looking
Bronx,
like. Don't forget, looking like a coon. You gotta add
I
that
said
into there.
coonery, but yes, if
That's
you
not.
were doing
Wait
that,
a minute. Is that different? Is that
no,
different?
it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay,
But
same
if you
thing.
were
Okay.
doing that,
Now, if wait a minute. Now it's
if
a
you were
if.
doing it, because you said you weren't wearing a red tie, so I could be wrong. But if you were wearing
So a red tie. Okay, so I'm wearing a red tie now. Does that make me a coon? Let me ask you a question.
Some people
No, now it's some people you can't stand on your beliefs. I want you to stand. I want you to embrace
I know
it.
you're not mega, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
So how did we get here? How did so if I'm not
because
MAGA,
you told the
how did we
story.
get here?
I said that I could see these young men looking at you, walking down the street 3 o'clock in the morning, and trying to figure out what you're about. Like, are you one of us? Or are you one of them? Because you have a blue suit and a red tie. And I go back and say,
so you're saying it's based on the location and the context. That's what you're saying.
Based on what a black male is wearing at a certain particular time in this current time that we're in.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
So Trump has cornered the market on the red tie.
The red tie and the suit, yes, he has. Yes.
Red tie and the suit. Okay.
Red tie. A lot of people believe, right?
So black people shouldn't wear a red tie and a suit. Basically, black men
believe that they're Republican, they're GOP, and they're MAGA. Yes, a lot of people.
Okay, so what should you do?
Believe that men, the political men, right, with suit and a blue tie, they think that they're Democrats.
Donald Trump wears a blue tie all the time. So how would you spin that one?
He doesn't wear. He wears mostly red tie.
No, he wears blue. He wears red.
He trademarked the red tie. Don't play now. Now you're playing with me because you know damn straight.
No. Wait. See, you got to be careful with words. Listen.
I'll stand by.
Hold on. I just said to you, he wears a red tie and a blue tie.
He doesn't represent the blue tie. He represents MAGA.
And you're switching the word. Wait a minute. You're switching the words up. You're switching the words up, right? Saying that you said stop playing with me, right?
Because you know damn straight that Donald Trump and the GOP, even some of the I could even.
I didn't say he wore the blue tie mostly. I said he wears a blue tie. I say he wears a blue tie too, right?
Representative that's in Congress and Senate has said, because people were teasing them. I was there. Remember, I went to Washington D.C. all the time. So you talking to somebody who knows.
Okay. That makes you so you cornered the market, right?
I cornered the market of what I heard.
Okay,
right?
All right. I just want to understand.
There was a lot of people that was teasing, right? Especially the black and brown representative, about why are you dressed like that? Why do you have the blue suit or the dark suit with the red tie? It's like, well, we don't care what it represents, right? We don't care that we being in line with Donald Trump. This is how we choose to dress. And yes, I am proud of it. Several of them have said it. This is why we associate black men in certain circles with red tie and suit as MAGA GOP Republican, because they wore the hat. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Google it. Google it. You can see it. You can see it and stuff like that. But
So you have me a
I
little.
already know who you are, so I'm not worried about you.
I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you one more. No, it's very important though. So let me ask you
If
this.
somebody
So,
sees you in the street of Harlem, I'm sure they're going to ask you some questions. Yes, I'm sure.
well, they wasn't interested in asking me any questions. It was a more.
What were they doing to you?
It was more of a aggressive type of robbery type of situation. So anyway,
also, there's
so
another
here.
thing I have to tell you. So, in all honesty, there's another side to the story too. So I'm going to bring this up also.
Oh, do tell us.
There
Go
is
ahead.
another side. Depending on what area you are, you could be blood. So you can't walk in certain areas with a red tie any which way.
So a blood wears a red tie too.
No, bloods wear red. You can't wear red in certain areas.
But would a blood be in a suit with a red tie?
They don't know. They don't know. You can't wear red. The fact is, red is disrespectful. Whether you wearing a red hat,
Red is just. Oh my God.
That I know for. Not that I know
Oh,
for.
you mean to the blood?
Yeah, no, to the Crips. If you will go in the Crip area,
or the Crip,
right,
okay.
and you wear red, any red,
Okay.
whether it's red hat, scarf, or whatever, that's disrespectful to them. They're gonna question you anyway.
Even in a suit. Even in a suit.
Even in a suit. That happened to me. That happened to me one time. I almost got in trouble in California because I had a red outfit on and the wrong side of the town. So that happened. So that's the other side of the story. So that I know that. So both sides of the story can be true. Maybe you walk through a Crip area and they wanted to test you. You shouldn't have wore that red tie. You should have. Or maybe you had a blue tie. Maybe you walked through a red area. Why are you wearing a blue tie as a black man in the Crip area?
So wait,
so
a black man shouldn't wear a suit and a red tie?
Well, this is your story. You saying that a black man, you was walking in Harlem at 3 o'clock in the morning and they test you. I'm just giving several reasons why. That's all. I'm just giving several reasons why. You said you weren't scary. They were trying to rob you. I'm just giving you several reasons. Maybe they thought you were rich. They saw a black man.
But you said, wait, rich?
Maybe they thought you were rich.
So is there a such thing as a rich coon?
Coonery.
Yeah.
I said. It's no difference.
Coonery, you have all types of coons, rich and poor coons. Is that how it works?
I don't know. There was a guy. No, let me not talk about the guy. Let me be nice. I was about to talk a previous guest, so let me be nice. Because some of the guests that you have here do practice coonery, though. They do. They do practice.
Okay, so next time we have you on, we have to understand what coonery looks like. Well, I'm intrigued to know what your definition of coonery. I'm fascinated by it.
I could tell you, coonery looks like Uncle Ruckus, the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it looks like the Samuel was it Jackson in that movie with Jamie Foxx? What was that movie called?
Django.
That's coonery.
Okay.
Those are the most extreme example of coonery, which means that these individuals who has black face, and I want to be clear, doesn't have to be GOP Republican, because even GOP Republicans understand that there's racism in America, but they spend a lot of time trying to convince us that Donald Trump is the answer, that there's no racism, that black people are equal to white people, and we have the same lifestyle, the same opportunity, and as everyone else, and we should just move on from our idealism as far as the unfair treatment of America. We should just forget all about what our ancestries went through. We should forget about voting rights. We could forget about equal rights. We should forget about women's rights. We should forget about everything. And we should just live with God. Right?
And Trump. Yeah, that's it. According to you, right? That's right.
Only me. That's coonery. That's me.
All right, good deal.
But I already know that you're not. So.
Well, you have to define it, and then I'll have to see if I fit the box. That's all.
I already know that you're not. But even if you were, it would be okay. But you're not. You know what I mean?
Okay, I just look like one. Okay, I get it. I just resemble.
I've met a lot of, and I'm having fun with you guys, but I want to clear it up because I don't want my friends to be upset. I've really met a lot of Trump supporters that I've played with and argued with and stuff like that online. We haven't met in person, but I've met these most amazing people in my other life as a content creator. And it's hard for me because I was very angry for a long time. It's hard for me to come to a place right now where I could actually really like and be able to communicate with Trump supporters, right? I completely disagree with their vote. I question their vote. I question why they would feel the need to do that. I even question how they see me as a person. With that said, I've met a lot of cool Trump supporters lately. Very cool, funny. Like I met a lot of cool. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because I like being angry at them. I like being angry. I like pointing fingers and stuff like that. But I met a lot of cool people. So I don't want my friends or my new friends that I met online to think that I am, bad mouthing them anymore. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to understand why they did what they did, whatever. So I want to make sure that I say that. So I've met some really cool Trump supporters. So I have to say that I met some really cool Trump supporters that I don't mind having drinks and stuff like that. We'll argue. We agree that we will not talk about Trump. We will not argue because if we do, it's going to be nasty. And I tell them, don't look at the Thursday show because if you look at the Thursday show, y'all won't be talking to me anymore. But I met a lot of really cool people that's really, really nice and sweet to me and stuff like that, and support me and support MamaFlip. So yeah, I gotta say that I don't mind joking with you or laughing with you about stuff like that, but I gotta give it up. I met a lot of nice Trump supporters. So.
Are you thinking about becoming a Trump supporter based
Hell
on
no.
that? Oh, okay.
Hell no.
Right,
I will never be a Trump supporter. I still hate their guy. I just don't hate them. I mean, I still can't stand Trump. But I don't hate them anymore. I mean, that's the thing. I think I evolved as a person, right? I'm actually able to look outside of their vote, which took a long time for me. Like I gotta tell you, it took a long time for me to get here. Because prior to Donald Trump, I didn't care whether I didn't really care whether the person was Republican or Democrat and stuff. I was a Democrat, so I cared about that. But I didn't see a Republican any different than someone who doesn't agree with most of the stuff I agree. So I would argue with them, but I didn't see them as a lesser than. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't see them as evil people with the soul of the demon and Satan incarnated evil beings. I didn't see them that. I did after Donald Trump came into office, but I am now rising above that and realizing that good people do messed up stuff all the time.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Messed up stuff all the time, but does that make them bad? Maybe, but at least I'm more open up to get to know them. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Good. It's all about diversity, so I'm okay. I can live with the coonery. All right.
Nah, you're not a coon, and let's stop. I'm only teasing you.
Well, it's okay. If coons wear red ties, then I'm gonna have to be a coon. All right.
No. I'm saying that they probably thought you were though.
Oh, it was them. It wasn't you. It was okay. It wasn't.
We already, but I do tell you to stop wearing those damn red ties. If you really want to, stop wearing the red tie. Can you change the color of your tie though?
Whenever you're on the show, I'm gonna wear. I told you I'm gonna wear a red tie every time.
I ask you a question? Why do you always wear red tie? Why can't you wear something else? Why red tie? Why is red tie your favorite tie?
Because I want to identify with the Republicans. That's why.
Okay.
According to your philosophy, I have to live up to this, right? It can't be because I like a red tie. Right?
So you like red tie before any other tie?
I wear many ties, but when it's your night, it's going to be a red tie each time.
Most of the show, what color tie do you wear most of your shows?
I don't know. I have hundreds of ties. So.
But what color? What's the color of most of your ties?
Probably blue. Blue is the biggest biggest color I have. Yeah.
Okay, then I want to see blue because for some reason every time I think of you with red tie. I don't know why.
Is it because you want me to look more in your philosophy more like a Democrat?
No, you don't have to look like a Democrat at all.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't look like a Democrat because you have glasses.
But wait a minute. You just said that
you just look like a Muslim to me sometimes. But that's just
so now I look like a Muslim. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So listen, you just said the blue ties is for Democrats, right?
Let me stop messing with you. Let me stop. No, you look like a clean. No, to be honest with you, let's be honest. Let me stop messing with you. When I see you, I see a
Listen,
professor.
John.
No. Let me tell
John
you
said
what I see.
Mel is an Asian 47 fan. Oh
I'm
my
gonna be
God!
honest.
Look at this.
When I see you, when I first met you and I saw you in a tie, I actually did think that you were a GOP, you were a Republican because of the suit that you wore, right? But as I started talking to you, I figured that you were more like a conservative, straight, like professor type, serious, like political type of person, like, media. This is your persona, and that's it. That's how I see you. I don't see you either way. I don't know.
When did the coonery touch your mind? When did that
The
happen?
coonery touched my mind because you said that these people was pressing you. I was like, yeah,
That's
I
not
can see it.
you're deceiving yourself if that's what you want to say.
No, but that's what I said
I'll
to you.
buy
I
it
said,
for
"Are you
tonight. I'll buy it
serious?"
for tonight. We have to buy it for tonight because we're
No, but
closing out.
I asked you a bunch of questions. I said, "Were you
Your
scared?"
argument-
Like, no, I wasn't scared. I said, "I could see them seeing that in you." That's what I
Your
said.
argument is not holding up too well, but
It
I'm gonna
is.
let
Go
you.
listen to it back.
I'm gonna
Then you
let
can see
you.
what I said.
It might just be you tend to see everything through color. You ever notice that?
No,
Color is very
I don't think
important to you.
I don't think I see things through color, but I see things through racism. So I
Okay.
guess because to me, racism doesn't. To me, not every white person is racist, right?
Okay.
You could agree with that, right? Not every white person is racist, but I think that every white Republican who voted for Donald Trump are racist. That's what I think. Now, with that said, I met some amazing Trump supporters. So I'm having a conflict right now with identity because now I gotta now figure this out because I'm now trying to figure it out now. Like, what am I gonna do with these really cool Trump supporters that I've met that I'm cool with, that we have a lot in common except for our vote, when I felt all this time that these people were disrespectful, backstabbing snakes. I'm going through a crisis right now. I'm going through a crisis, but I'm living through it right now. I gotta live through it. But no, I always thought that you were one of those really cool, conservative, straight-laced kind of professor type of guy. That's how I thought of you. I didn't really think of you one way or the other. But I did think that you were a Diddy supporter, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that I did. I did. I thought
Okay.
you were a Diddy supporter. I'm like, look at this. And I said, look at him over here defending Diddy. That did when I first met you. That I thought you wanted to know the truth. I'm like, look at him defending Diddy.
You know I took on. I got beat up really bad because they said I was a Diddy hater. So I guess it depends on who the person is and what they're.
You didn't get into a fight.
No, I told you about that. Remember I told you about the no, not a fight. Where do you hear these extra words?
You said beat up real fast. That's what when you say.
No. Oh, you're talking about in a figurative. Okay, so anyway, remember I told you what happened at the end when I was on Tasha K. Anyway, I won't get into all that, but we talked about the publicist. No, I can't get into that story.
No, tell us the story. Tell us the story. When you were in the Tasha K.
No. We're not going to get into that. But anyway.
When you went back to court,
you'll just have to guess about it because I'm not going to get into it.
How you're not going to tell it? People,
but I'm just showing the variation of people. One person says, "Oh, he's a Trump supporter." The other one says, "No, he likes Joe Biden." People just can't accept you for who you are.
I don't know. I don't see you liking Joe Biden though.
See, these are all your thoughts.
Yeah, but
it could be. Your thoughts are your thoughts. I could be anything you need me to be based on these ideas in your head. You know what I mean?
The reason why I don't think that you're a Biden supporter is because
here we go.
I'm just telling you because of some of the stories that you related to me, like some of the reports and stuff like that. I think that you're more of an independent. Like you haven't picked any sides. I think that you're squarely in the middle. That's how I think. If you ask me the truth about you, I think that you are squarely in the middle. That your opinion, your thoughts could change on any given issue. Like, if you think the Republicans is right, you're gonna say the Republicans is right. If you think the Democrats is right, you're gonna say the Democrats is right. That's how I think about it.
That's fair.
I think you're very middle there. Whereas I am more Democrat, it's gonna take a lot for me to see the side of the Republican and GOP. It's gonna take a whole lot of MAGA. I know where I am, right? But with you are, I think you're squarely in the middle, which makes you a better person to talk about these issues than me, because I will always be on one side of the issue. You see what I'm saying? So I
Okay.
can say that about you. But I love you.
Alright.
You're my
Okay.
brother.
Okay. Well, thank you too. You are quite the character, you know.
You the one that brought this out of me. I was having a moment. So
Did I really? It was me, or was it you?
It was you with the story in
Okay.
Harlem. Why is a
All right.
black man afraid to walk around Harlem?
I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid to walk around Harlem.
I told you about it. You see how your mind races and it makes up its own ideas about what's happening. So I told you about what happened at 3 a.m. in Harlem,
They shouldn't
right?
be trying to press
So
you.
now your mind is running to this and that, and
Did you have a car?
you're adding in. Of course, I had a car. Yeah.
How fancy is your car that they're trying to steal your car? Because I
Well,
know it was fancy.
I'm not.
I know it was fancy. I know you had a fancy. You see, I have a red old 2005 Ford. They ain't gonna try to press me. They gonna be like, yeah, just go. You poor, you broke, you Section 8 biatch. You go home. I can see that you probably in the Benz or Lexus or one of those a Tulsa. Please don't tell me you have a Tulsa. Please.
I'm not agreeing to anything, you know.
Tell me that you have a Tulsa. What's it? Tulsa.
A Tesla? Tesla?
Tesla. Please don't tell me you have a Tesla. Lord, if you have a Tesla, oh, they definitely coming after you. They know you got that. You have the thing. Because even me, prime example, we ain't leaving yet. We got 10 more minutes to 11 o'clock. All of a sudden, I'm watching online, and you at a Chris Brown and Usher concert right near the stage. So I myself, I had to ask a question online. I said, "Are you there as media?" Because I know that media would get really close. You like, no, I'm the man. I'm like, oh, it must be. You know how much money those tickets are? Did you go by yourself, or did you buy a couple of tickets, sir?
I dropped in from the sky right off a helicopter.
I'm sure you did. You know how much money those tickets are to be right there where you were?
Stopped by Mars on the way. So
that's a damn shame. That's a lot of shame. You want me to watch my bro sitting right almost in front of the stage at a Chris Brown and Usher ticket when I know how much he's in and don't have words? I have words, sir. I have words.
All right. Very good. So we have to wrap it up for tonight, guys. It's been a great show.
Guys, I'm glad that we changed the conversation to more levity because it was very serious. But no, to go back.
No, it's nice to hear your thought process and how you process the coons, you know.
Coonery, yes. But we do want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. We definitely do want to know what happened to Nolan Wells. At the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, to end this, just tell us what happened to Nolan so that we could go about our life, mourn, ask for justice if we need to, and move on. That's what we're looking for. Where you went?
You're supposed to close out the show with some empowering words. Okay, so go.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. This has been really fun. This wasn't meant to be a funny ha-ha, but I'm glad we ended up funny. Okay. And I want to thank Mel for having me and stuff like that. And I will always tease him. So moving forward, if we see Mel in a suit in the red tie, we must tease him constantly because he is doing that to antagonize me. All right. So you guys have a great day. Yes, justice for Nolan. Seriously, justice for Nolan. May he continue. Rest in peace. And may we get the answers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody say, plead the fifth, Mel. Go ahead, Mel.
Different voices, but the same song. Living a world where we all belong. Kindness leading the way, breaking the chains. In the symphony of love, the thing remains. Embracing diversity, brighter days in sight. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might. a peaceful flight. The colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.